Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the second watch along today. It is Blackburn versus Ipswich. This after Leicester losing to Bristol City early. We now have a whole load of 3 p.m. games to tell you all about and to talk about. So we will get into this. Get yourselves comfortable. Get yourself tuned in to the TV coverage. We are about to enjoy Blackburn Rovers versus Ipswich Town in the EFL Championship. Welcome along, everybody. Without further ado, we'll bring Rich in because we are simulcasting on the Blue Monday channel, and we will get straight into what has gone on in the 3 p.m. results. Welcome, BBFC subscribers. Welcome, Blue Monday subscribers. Suffice to say, if you are a Leeds fan or if you are an Ipswich fan, the results will be to your liking. I'll bring Rich on and I'll bang straight through the results. Welcome, buddy. Earlier, as we know, because we saw it on the first watch along of the day, Bristol City 1, Leicester City 0. It was Millwall 1, West Brom 1. That was a police 1 p.m. Kickoff. Cardiff 0, Sunderland 2. Huddersfield 1, Coventry 3. Implications for both playoffs and relegation down there, as is the case with Hull 0, Stoke 2. Bad day for Hull because also Norwich 2, Plymouth 1. We've got a lot of relegation stroke playoff games here. Preston 3, Rotherham 0. Really bad day for Hull, given all of those teams around them have won. Maybe the biggest result and the biggest goal of the day, certainly, a 92nd minute winner for QPR. Jimmy Dunn, centre-back, playing right back, chested it down and volleyed it in with his left foot from 25 yards. I think Worldie of the Week might already be sorted there. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Swansea 1. There was a time in that game where Wednesday were out of the bottom three. And a huge goal late on by Emmanuel Latte-Lath for Middlesbrough to equalise against Southampton. So, as I say, if you are an Ipswich Town fan, there will be many watching this, or a Leeds fan. There's many Leeds fans doing anything at any given time because there's just many of them. The results have well and truly gone in Ipswich and Leeds' favour thus far today. A win for Ipswich Town would put them into the top 2 with 7 games to play. This is your first reminder of the day that Ipswich were in League One last season. And if you are Leeds United, big chance to stick 3 points on Leicester and go on to 85 with 7 games to go. Richard, welcome to you. You don't need to go chapter and verse on the results. Just take a look at that league table and tell me your take on what's happened already today. And hello.
Oh, hello. I mean, it's I was not expecting Leicester to drop points, put it that way. Big shock there. I'm probably watching back the highlights of the game. They shouldn't have. Jamie Vardy could have had a hat trick, couldn't he? But Bristol City, Bristol City have got that knack of beating the big top 6 teams, haven't they? And they have done it again to Leicester. We wonder whether that was a blip for them in recent weeks, and now it kind of feels like it is.
Welcome, everybody, on TikTok, on the Benjamin Bloom TikTok. Carry on, Rich.
They can only hear you, right? They can't hear me.
TikTok. They can't hear. Richard's talking now on TikTok. Carry on, Rich.
It's all really important and really, knowledgeable stuff. I hadn't spotted until we talked about it just before we came on air. Borough's late goal as well. That's not great for Southampton. You kind of think automatics probably. It seems weird that we're not even in April yet and we're writing things off for certain teams, but you do kind of feel like Southampton might be out of it. Norwich, if we're going to talk about lucky teams in the Championship, Norwich up there as well, coming from behind.
Norwich on fire.
But they are the form team, and teams around them like Hull dropping points. Coventry is still there. Ellis Sims doing well, and I guess in the context of this match, Ben, obviously lots to, for Ipswich to aim at in terms of getting the win and, getting right in amongst it, as it were. But for Blackburn, a lot of teams dropped points around them today. They are 3 points off the bottom three as it stands. But with everyone dropping points before they get to play, big opportunity to put some distance between them and that bottom three. So it's fascinating, Ben. Isn't it great? We kind of say Easter, the games kind of go a little bit crazy, and that Leicester Bristol City has properly put the cat amongst the pigeons.
Love a cat amongst the pigeons. I think Richard was joking when he said Norwich were lucky. Timmy Leeds.
Yeah, I'm reversing the joke that's been levied at Ipswich for the last 6 months, guys.
Some things we say don't need to be taken completely literally. Brilliant comments. Welcome everybody already. Hello. We say hello to a couple of people on TikTok as well, Isaac and Luke. Very welcome everybody. If you're here on the Blue Monday side, welcome. If you're here down my channel, welcome. I've got to admit, I'm supposed to be impartial with all this, but when that Leicester result went Ipswich's way, I'm like, oh my God, they could go second today. Right. Let's focus today on Blackburn versus Ipswich and have a look at the team news. Hey, let's get into this over on FootMob. Here are your team projections there for Blackburn. Pez in goal. Hyam, Wharton, Crizen is the back three. Britton, Pickering, the two wing backs. Tronstad and Rankin Costello play him anywhere. Dolan, quick, diminutive. Hedges, quick and big. And I was talking earlier, Rich, with Smodic. Would you settle for give him a goal, but he can't play the second 45 minutes?
Yeah.
Take hands on that because he's definitely going to score. I'd
take it. Yeah, I'd take that. Ex-Cole, you obviously had no love lost between Ipswich and Sammy Smodic, it seems.
I need to double check whether I think Armstrong was Armstrong one behind for Southampton. I think Armstrong might have gone level with him, but Let's be fair to Smodic, who's a brilliant player. Smodic is playing for Blackburn and Armstrong's playing for Southampton. So even if they are level, I think it's still a moral victory for Sammy Smodic there. For Ipswich, Gladkey in goal. Davis and Tuanzebe, so no Harry Clark at fullback. Wolfenden and Edmondson, so no Burgess. That was already commented on in one of the chats I put up. Morsey and Luongo, Broadhead, Chaplin, and get used to no Wes Burns, we would imagine, for the rest of the season. Amari Hutchinson's been excellent, but Wes Burns is Wes Burns. Big Kiefer Moore, who only played a few days ago for Wales. Lots of the Leeds fans were asking me earlier, Rich, about the lads in the Welsh team. I think there's 6 or 7 of them play for Ipswich and Leeds, expecting to go Tuesday, Friday, Monday. I doubt any of them will play every minute of all of those games, will they? And your thoughts on the Ipswich team, Rich?
Yeah, no real surprises there. I think it was touch and go really on Cam Burgess, someone that we talked about before, kind of low key. Not going to get the headlines like Leigh Davis or Sam Morsey does, but consistent defender. He's a miss, but obviously he's coming back from Australia. Kiefer Moore, put in 120 minutes, didn't he, on Tuesday night for Wales? I mean, Smodic played for Ireland twice as well, by the way.
Rich, say hello to our Iraqi fans. Hey. Brilliant doing this now. Al Hamadi plays. I don't know what they're writing in there. Hopefully it's not anything rude, but yeah, it's great having an Iraqi player for Ipswich. Carry on, Rich.
Yeah, I mean, that was the big call, wasn't it? Is where the big Kiefer can do it for, to start. I think a lot of us, we talked about it on our pre-match pods. Will Ali Al-Hamadi come in? I'd be surprised if Kiefer Moore plays the full 90, so he's going to get at least 30 minutes, I would guess. But yeah, no real surprises anywhere else in the pitch, really, is it? And in terms of Blackburn, Ben, if we kind of move away from them, Rankin Costello was a doubt for the game, so I guess, good for him that he comes in and, as you say, can kind of play everywhere. Hayden Carter as well had been absent for a few weeks and is back on the bench, I think, as well. Big loss, though. Arne Sigurdsson, who's the second top scorer, some 16 goals back from Smodic. He got injured for Iceland, so he's a big miss on the left-hand side. But yeah, I guess probably the headline for Ipswich fans feeling very optimistic and happy is that we haven't won there in the league since 1991. So we're going to have to break some history to try and keep those automatic dreams alive, aren't we? But as we're seeing on the screen there, folks might not be able to see it. Kieran McKenna, if anyone's going to break records and hoodoos, you'd think it would be him.
Yes, indeed. Right. Let's get into your predictions, guys. Remember, Leeds Watford still to come at 8 p.m. tonight. We're not going to be watching that one on the channel here. I've been here before with multiple watch-alongs in the day. It feels like a good idea to do 3 or 4, but no. I don't have the stamina. Maybe in my younger days. Right. Let's get your predictions in, guys. You've got 16 seconds to let us know what the score is. It's very helpful for me if you put the team names in with your predictions. Away you go. Head, please. We love your hearts, but they're kind of irrelevant when it comes to logic. So use your head. Whether you want Ipswich to win or not, use your head, please. Here comes the predictions. Go. Well, those predictions fill up. We are, Rich, point up to that match bingo logo up there, matey. Other side, there you go. Professionalism is with the mirrored screen. We are brought to you in association with Match Bingo. You can play along tonight. That will cost you £2 English. If you want to get involved for free over on Match Bingo, you can do so tomorrow night, Aston Villa versus Wolves. Rich, if you want to buy a load of Easter eggs, 2 games this round in the Premier League have £1,000 jackpots. That would be Brentford, Manchester United on Saturday night, and a game that I think even all the Championship fans are probably going to watch anyway because it's going to be so good, is Man City versus Arsenal, which should be an absolute masterpiece of a football match. You can win £1,000 for both of those. Head over to Match Bingo. Do me a favour, though. If you're going to go over there, I would love if you went this direction via that there QR code. You can pause the screen there and your phone should pick that up. If you're watching on another one, take a picture of it as you go. Big thank you to Match Bingo. And Richard, we are gambling, so we must please play responsibly. Right, I want to click all your predictions up on the screen here. So we're going to fly through these. David, 3-1 Ipswich. Sean, Desmond. Smodic first score. Yeah, 3-1 Ipswich. Desmond, 3-2. Please put the team names in, guys. You had one job. Well, 2 jobs. Write the prediction and put the team names in. 2-1 Ipswich.
Not angry, he's just disappointed, folks.
But exactly. That's even worse, isn't it? 2-1 Ipswich. We're very heavy on Ipswich here. There we go. Ronnie, a draw. Ipswich, 2-1 Ipswich. Oh my God, 4-0 Ipswich. Right, I need to find one that says Blackburn are going to win, just to even out the my insecurity here. I'm being impartial. You may hear Richard. You may hear Richard refer to Ipswich as we. He's allowed to. I'm not.
Yeah, sorry.
This is a simulcast tonight. Right. I think we are all ready to go. Kieran McKenna is on. We've done all the predictions. We have read all the comments. Great away end there. Richard, play out the scenarios here. Home win, away win, or draw. What is going to be the impact of each?
Oh, a home win is a massive dent for Ipswich's auto hopes, isn't it? Even when Leicester losing today, I think Ipswich need to make some hay while the sun shines, as it was. Are we
giving Leeds the title if Ipswich?
I think
lose,
so.
Right?
I think so. And obviously, Ipswich play Southampton on Monday as well.
They do.
A draw, not terrible, as long as it's a 4-point weekend for Ipswich. A draw is probably, I'll. In terms of your feelings about the emotions, Ben, I predicted a 2-2 draw in the pre-match, so much to a lot of everyone's angst over there. But Blackburn do draws very well. They're not winning too many, not losing that many, despite being down the bottom there.
Rich, if I may, John Eustace on this very channel, words came out of his own mouth saying, I set teams up to be hard to beat. That is his style, self-confessed style.
I guess the issue for Blackburn is trying to evolve from that very open attacking style, which we saw at Portman Road in the 4-3 game, and kind of moving back to something more pragmatic. In terms of an Ipswich win, I think Ipswich are in the box seat. Obviously, I think Leicester have a game in hand still, don't they, though?
They do, yeah.
So it's not it's not a foregone conclusion, but it definitely is a 3-horse race. Ipswich have got the points on the board at that point. Leicester's form, big question marks now in terms of Blackburn. They are right in the mix, aren't they, for that relegation scrap? And you and Sam talked about that on Monday. There's a lot of teams in there, and I guess the good thing for Blackburn is a lot of other teams down there lost today, but a big opportunity for them, as I said, to try and get a little bit of distance, and a point for them here is probably a really good outcome, isn't it?
Yeah, let's just look at that in terms of Blackburn, because the results, I suppose, you've got a win for Stoke and a win for QPR there. But look below Blackburn, Plymouth, Birmingham, Huddersfield, Rotherham a bit of an irrelevance now in terms of the picture, all lost. Wednesday didn't win. So it's been an all right day for Blackburn. And look, it's so crazy. If Blackburn can get the win here, they go up to 45 points, which is always my magic survival total in the other season. They would jump up 4 places into 16th spot. So big deal for Blackburn. Before we start, let's do ourselves a like spike. We'd love you to all hit the like button at the same time. Helps us out massively. And we're in a bit of a rush, so I'll say no more. Hit the like button now. You got 9 seconds. Go. Right. We are up and away. Is that my TV that's doing a weird picture? I think it is. I need to have a look at my TV.
I think mine was doing the same. It was a bit weird colours, wasn't it?
Yeah, it looks like Blackburn are wearing blue and blue halves. I think they wear. There's all 4 colours on there, but the white
sorted itself out. I think I'm massively ahead of you, by the way. So I'm going to have to.
Oh, you are. Oh, yeah.
Keep myself. I'm at 1 minute already, so I'm going to keep quiet.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I think you might be a bit behind.
Sorry.
There. That's all right.
I've just fast forwarded. That is my bad. I think I'd pressed pause earlier. We're actually 1 minute and 10 seconds into the game.
Nothing's happened, but Ipswich panicking at the back and calm as from Tuanzebe. There you go.
There we go. My hugest apologies there. Sorry, we have indeed kicked off and have been going for 1 minute, 26 seconds. I was going to be on 90 seconds delay there. So we are watching on Sky Sports Football Live HD. I'll give you a time sync. My sincerest apologies there. I was well behind everything there. Right. Colours are weird. Does that mean the colours are weird or no colours are weird? Matthew stitched me up with.
It's now sorted itself out on my picture, but
with that one,
might not be for others.
There is a diag over to the right for Blackburn, nodded inside. Luongo is trying to win it. All a bit messy thus far. Not that I can comment on the first 80 seconds of this game because I literally didn't see it.
It's been end-to-end stuff, Ben. I have to say, as a bit of a kit aficionado, I do like. There's 1992 vibes with this Blackburn kit, isn't there? I quite like.
It's just a little bit too busy for me, Rich. I don't think they need the light blue as well as the blue and white. But yeah, I want to see Alan Shearer in a massively baggy McEwen's lager. So we've got Blackburn on the counter here. Down the right-hand side. Oh, Davis is going to be lucky to not
get a card here, Ben.
Yeah.
I think it's very early for a card.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Stuart Atwell. Making no comments or judgments on that statement.
My first instinct was he's going to be lucky to not get booked there. And
I just think you get the benefit of the doubt usually in the first 4 or 5 minutes.
Should you?
Well, maybe. Yeah.
Slides. Yeah,
is he getting that ball, though? He's knocked it on. I don't know. I'm biased.
That's not relevant whether he's getting it or not. It's the tackle and the
in control,
and the foul or not. Leif Davis goes into the book early, throws himself into a tackle, mistimes it, and Callum Britton is going to swing this free kick in. Wharton at the back of the crowd, Dom Hyam in the middle. There as well. Tronstad, edge of the box. Suspect Britain's going to swing it outwards with the right foot, and it goes. Cladkey, not convincing at all from the Ipswich keeper, but they've got away with it. And Hutchison, that's a Blackburn throw. Tries to come away with it.
Not great for was it there?
Ipswich keepers, Cladkey's had issues like that through the season, as I remember in that Rotherham game where it directly resulted into a goal, Rich.
And the other thing that we need to remember, again, for those of you not familiar with Ipswich, Cameron Burgess, who utterly dominant in the air, missing for Ipswich on the bench, admittedly, but in those kind of situations, Sladke, I guess, can rely on Burgess to get his head on lots of stuff. He won't be in the team. George Edmondson obviously came in, did okay around Christmas time when Burgess was with the Asia Cup with Australia, but it is unfamiliar, and I think Burgess is the better of the two. So keep a lookout for balls in the box, which we know that, important, certainly for Blackburn. And Britain's got 4 assists, Ben, so far this season. I'm not sure how many from set pieces, so that will be a threat.
Here is Hutchinson down the right, knocks it inside. The pattern so far, to be fair, has been Blackburn pressing, and Ipswich not looking very much in control of anything. But they're on the ball now. Morsey clips that over the top. Broadhead in the box, hits the deck. Didn't look a lot in that. Just kind of leaning back, hoping for some kind of shirt pull. Edmondson against Smodic down the left, and this game needs to calm down.
Calm down, everyone.
Yeah, this pattern will suit Blackburn better than Ipswich. Have a look at this replay. Ooh.
That's a shirt pull, Ben.
Yeah, it's a pull, isn't it?
I think that's a VAR pen.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's a Stonewaller.
Yeah, I'll give the ref a pass because the players are very good at hiding that stuff. We saw one, Rich, in the Bristol City Leicester game without Fass, who very cleverly pulled on the shorts of Conway. But yeah, you're right. The ref doesn't have a hope of seeing that with Broadhead's linesman, maybe.
And that's a foul as well on Hutchinson.
It's going to be a yellow, isn't it?
And a yellow. Wow, it's so early for these yellows. I mean, you're
Rich,
right.
I disagree with your premise. A foul is a foul. Whether it's a good idea is a good idea forever.
I just think for the benefit of the spectacle, sometimes the referee's got to start slow. But I get your point. In 60 minutes, that's a yellow. I get that. I guess if I'm Ipswich, I'm kind of it's 2-1 on bad decisions against us, I suppose, at this moment. But Hutchinson, we know, is a threat on the turn, isn't he?
Yeah, free kick then. So Pickering, the left wing back. But sorry, it's been so frantic. I haven't put Ronnie. Look, someone's getting sent off in this game, right?
Big shout.
Stonewall penalty. They are. I mean, Rich,
if you see it, it's a Stonewall. That's your point.
If there's VAR, I don't blame the ref on that one. He's blindside, and it's use what words you're comfortable with. It's naughty, but it's clever from Britain to hide the pull, isn't it?
And then off the ball there, Edmondson's just been shoving his man as well. So it's kind of swings and roundabouts, isn't it?
Moore tries to pop the cross in, deflected out for a throw in.
Just something I clocked, Ben, on Blackburn's.
Sorry, go ahead. Go on.
Sorry, mate. On Blackburn's shape, obviously that attacking set piece, Ipswich tried to break out through Hutchinson, but immediately got in their half, didn't they? All men behind the ball, apart from maybe Smodic. It is going to be kind of very sit and contain and then counter attack, which I guess is no surprise. But Ipswich quite happy for teams to sit back against them, I guess. Have been used to it in League One and have kind of figured out a strategy and will be very happy to have the ball. It's whether they get frustrated, I guess.
Yeah, and how open they leave themselves when Blackburn, because Dolan is lightning quick, isn't he, for Blackburn? He'll be a real good counter-attack guy. Although it's a handball there by Benjamin Chrisen. First time I've seen that lad play, so looking forward to seeing him. Contrary to what Footmob was saying, he appears to be much further forward. Chaplin rides the tackle, drives forward. Chaplin, lovely ball outside of the foot. Leaf, Davis in low. Chaplin near post. Oh, it's through the keeper's hands and into the back of the net. It was a nice move, but I've got to say it looks an absolute howler by Pears in goal. Chaplin, I think the keeper thinks it's going far post and it has gone right through his hands on the near post. And Ipswich, well, it's a bit of a nice break for them, but Town take the lead within the first 10 minutes. Blackburn 0, Ipswich 1. Rich.
It's all about Chaplin, isn't it?
Oh,
not liking that goalkeeping. Let's give credit to Chaplin. Let's give credit to Davis. Another assist for him. And Chaplin ending the move that he started. But keeper, it's got some weird spin on it, but there's no excuse for that, is there? Just get your body behind it.
He hits it, Chaplin, doesn't he? Look. He's trying
It's
to
kind of
put
a
it in the
toe
far
pokey
corner
thing,
with
isn't
his
it?
laces, ends up hitting
Oh,
the sort of the top of his outside of his foot.
you have to give that
Um,
as a goalkeeping error, then, haven't you? Big credit for Chaplin in that move. To be fair, I thought he'd done really well, particularly because he was fouled, wasn't he? Referee, I've already criticised him twice, I think, but
yeah,
played a
it's good
good
advantage, wasn't
advantage.
it?
Yeah, and Ipswich won't care. And let's be honest, in a game like this where you want to set the tone early, that's a really important moment. We know Ipswich will go on for play the whole 90, and but an early goal I think is good to settle the nerves, isn't it?
Yeah, and I mean, use whatever words you're comfortable with. It's a soft goal, isn't it? But hey, Jamie Vardy had 4 1-on-1s early. You got to stick the ball in the goal
Oh,
by
they put the
what?
league table on the screen, Ben. Look away now.
Oh dear, Ipswich Town as it stands. It's a quick reminder: Ipswich were in League One last season. With 7 games to go on Good Friday, are as it stands top of the league. Obviously, long way to go in this one, and Leeds likely to overtake Watford later on tonight. Tuan Zabi tries. He's going to be out of position here, but it's a poor ball away. Well read by Wolfenden, but I think there's a foul
Push
as the
by
ball
Hutchinson, I think.
was being played out. The defenders looks could kill when that went in. Yeah, Rich, when you get one like that, you just got to immediately try and help the keeper forget it. He doesn't need anybody in the world to tell him that was a nightmare, and you just got to get the confidence back and move on, haven't you?
It's the loneliest position on the pitch, isn't it? And you get a good amount of praise when you win matches with great saves, but not as much as strikers who put the goals away. And then everyone knows who you are when you make a mistake. It's not a shocking mistake. Chaplin has hit it. It's got a decent amount of pace on it. I think he's just misjudged the flight of it, or misjudged maybe his positioning towards the near post. I guess the trouble is Blackburn have rotated. They've got Volstead as well, who's available, I think, who had been favoured at the start of the season, and then Pearce came in and made 18 starts. But clean sheet last week against Borough. They were, they did a good job, but immediately, now it's on the back foot time.
Dolan, nice little flick inside. Smodic away down the right. Smodic low cross and booted by Edmondson into the away end there behind the goal. It's going to be a corner to Blackburn. Decent response by Rovers, who got straight back on the bike after. I mean, it's the first shot in the game.
Pretty much,
yes, the only shot in the game thus far. And when you concede in that manner, not the one, is it? Corner then for Rovers is going to come in left-footed. No, it's not. It's gone short. Back it goes to try and make the angle and just hits it.
It's Blackburn going to miss Gallagher today. He's out ill. Obviously, a one-time transfer target of Ipswich, but he provides that aerial threat that is primarily provided by centre-backs, isn't it, at the moment?
Yeah, there's still this frantic feel to this with Blackburn's pressing, and Ipswich really haven't at any point in the game yet looked their cool, calm selves. And I suppose with pressing in the way Blackburn are, and they've won the ball back actually. Dolan against Tuan Zabi. Hutchinson goes back to double up. You would imagine that there's going to be some sense of
that's not a foul, Ben, is it? I think
it calming down. Away with one there. I didn't see a foul there. No.
Are they? It's an assist for Davis. Is he now broken the assist record for defenders in a championship season? Is that why they keep showing him?
I don't know. I've given up on records this season.
I think he was level with, I want to say Guy Branston. If anyone in the chat knows.
Guy Branston?
I might have got that wrong. There's Alex Lester, was he? Rotherham, I think, maybe. Yeah, I think Davis now has the outright record for assists in a season by a fullback or a defender. I think that's right. Someone in the chat will, I'm sure, correct me if I've got that wrong.
Amen. Hiked forward for Dolan to chase. Well judged by Edmondson, and Tuan Zabi knocks it back. And the Blackburn press is intense, let's just say. 13:47 on the clock. Blackburn 0, Ipswich 1. Call the goal what you like. Spawny, advantageous. It's 1-0 to Ipswich. And here comes Davis down the left-hand side. Davis into Moore, who tries to dummy it for Chaplin. Telegraphed, but here comes Moore again down the Broadhead. Lovely back heel. Luongo sticks it into the back post and headed away, Rich.
That was a good passage for Ipswich, wasn't it? I was just about to say that Sam Morsey hasn't gotten the ball yet, nor really Massimo Luongo in an attacking sense. And that's down to Blackburn's press, as you said. They're forcing us to go down the channels and go direct to Moore. Morsey gets on the ball and starts that move. Really good play from Ipswich, switching it right to left. Crossing. It was Kiefer Moore dummied it the first time, didn't he? We're back out and corner. And you want to Leaf Davis to Connor Chaplin moment again, don't you? That'd be good.
Goal scored from set plays.
Do you remember when Ipswich never used to score from set pieces? Do you remember those days?
Well, the problem is that Ipswich were rubbish for 15 years, so you couldn't find a stat that they were good on. So, yeah. Right, in comes... I'll give you my thoughts on that, actually, after this set play. Kiefer Moore and Scott Wharton having a lovely old time. What's
Chaplin talking about there? They're all very... Is he saying don't muck about because the referee will book us or something like that?
Chaplin's always got something to say every point during the game, but corner's going to come in from Leif Davis, left-footed. It's a decent one, actually. And after all that, Moore wins the header on the near post, sticks it in the stand.
To borrow a cliche, he's probably headed that too well, hasn't he? It's one way you just need to glance it. I mean, I can't tell.
Wharton's nicely touched tight.
He's quite wide of the goal as well, Moore. He had a lot to do there, but got on the end of it, pushed his way through.
I just noticed Kiefer's not wearing his lovely headgear in this game. He's just got a injury. He was in the wars, wasn't he, against Gutas and it was the other lad playing centre-back, Phillips, for Cardiff. I thought they played him well, but then he scored. So, it was what it was. Right, here come Blackburn down the left with Pickering. Pickering out to Chrisen. Steps inside, looks neat and tidy, as David Diamond would say, Rich.
Town happy for him to have the ball. Taking it left to right again.
It goes to Britain. Hedges, I think. I really struggle to read those Blackburn
it's shocking, isn't
numbers. Yeah. Britain takes the throw quickly, and Ipswich get a bit of a swarm on. And this is, it's an entertaining game, Rich. It's not very pleasing on the eye, is it?
I wouldn't, if I was Kieran McKenna, I'd be a little bit frustrated that we haven't settled the game down a little bit, actually, and taken some of the heat. It is a little bit basketball-y, and that's partly down to Blackburn, happy to press us. Maybe Chaplin's not happy, is he?
Well, he's winded, I think, isn't he? Yeah. To give Blackburn credit, the game is being played on Blackburn's terms.
It is, yeah. And as I said, Morsey, Luongo really need to get a foot on the ball and try and just take some... Can I just read
a comment from TikTok? You look like Johnny Depp.
I think they mean me, don't they?
I can't see you.
Oh, damn it.
I would take that all day. I don't, but I do love a mega pint.
There you go. I was going to say something, and yeah. No, has scissors for hands. I don't know where I'm going with it.
Oh, dear. Dylan, judging by Plymouth's performance against Norwich, I don't think they'll relegate like a lot of people say. Oh, interesting. I backed Plymouth to stay up, but quite a lot of people disagreed with me on that one. They said the trend is downwards for the Argyle.
I was at Plymouth, the Ipswich victory a few weeks back. It did feel like they ran out of ideas once Whittaker and Hardy didn't really know how to feature and get on the ball and create chances for them. It did feel like, again, we talked about this throughout the season, a managerial appointment that just didn't feel in line with what had gone before. And certainly I think the home fans not happy. But as always with Championship, Ben, as we know, it's just about being better than three other teams. And there's always someone who's a little bit more dysfunctional than you, hopefully.
Alfie, can back that up. Plymouth were quite good today. And here comes Luongo, give and go. Morsey to Tuan Zabi. Hutchinson, 1v1 with Pickering, who's on a yellow card. Get out of the way, linesman. He's doing his job, bless him. Tuan Zabi knocks it back inside. Patient from Ipswich. Edmondson. It's poor from Edmondson. Easily telegraphed by Wharton.
He's got a knack of doing that, Edmondson. But that's
Boots
better
it
from
down
Ipswich,
the
isn't it?
I just wanted to say quickly about Plymouth. If you saw Ipswich's accounts this week, even more impressed with Plymouth winning that league title last year as well, because we roughly knew what Ipswich's spend was going to have been in League One last year. But for Plymouth to have won that with 101 points, that really has to go down as quite incredible, actually.
And to be fair, Plymouth's season is not going to be decided at places like Carrow Road, is it? Need to have a look at their fixtures, actually.
Flicked on, gathered by Hladky. And here comes Morty. I'll use one of your words there, Rich. Very basketball-y, this. It's Kieran McKenna is probably hates this game more than anything he's watched all season. But fair play to Blackburn, who have put their print on it. And here's the danger man, Smodic. Knocks it inside to Chris Ents. Good tackle by Tuan Zabi. Morsi into Chaplin. Chaplin wants to play in Hutchinson every opportunity they can get, being it's a yellow-carded fullback. Throw in to Ipswich, which Hutchinson knocks into Morsi. Tuan Zabi. Hutchinson. Wolfenden. Morsi. Closed down by Dolan. Walking pace now, which Kieran McKenna will probably be quite happy with. Wolfenden, nice ball out wide to Leif Davis. Davis crosses, and that will do Pear's confidence the world of good to come out and catch that after the first goal, Rich.
He's just smacked Pickering, though, doing it.
At least he was dominant.
The ball didn't go in the goal.
Yeah, right.
Again, Ipswich, this is kind of how they... Sorry, is that a lookalike for you, was it?
I'm just... They sound a little like movie stars, which I clearly don't, but...
You guys, stop it.
It's good for the ego, isn't it?
I don't want to know who I look like. Ipswich started to play it more on their terms a little bit now, aren't they? I did think whether McKenna might, if it's going to be basketball-y, the chaos, you probably maybe take advantage of it being a little bit random. We know that Ipswich like to play open. So maybe McKenna's like, we'll just get a second goal then if we're going to fight fire with fire, as it were. But last few minutes, a little bit more patience.
Wolfenden, Longo. Wolfenden plays the channel. Hutchinson nearly gets in behind, kind of hits him on the head and turns back. Hutchinson just crowded out there, defended in numbers there. Blackburn, lovely little ball out by Wharton. Chris N. Oh, this is good football. Dolan back to Chris N, who started well, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's the issue for Blackburn. Just not enough bodies forward there. That's going to be the issue, isn't it? How do you stick or twist, as it were? You're already 1-0 down. If you're going to go try and get back into the game, I think probably they need to get more, commit players forward. But they do look good on the break, Ben.
Well, as you said, there's a lot of Jean Dal Thomason still there, isn't there? Smodic knocks that back into Callum Britton. Hyam to Wharton. And Ipswich back in shape. Smodic has started coming very, very short to get on the ball. He's right back in central midfield there. I'm sure all the many Ipswich fans behind the goal will be pleased to see him as far away from the Ipswich goal as possible, Rich.
Yeah. And the trouble is, it doesn't matter where he picks the ball up at the moment. He scored a long ranger at Portman Road as well. He'll score from anywhere, Smodic, when he. In fact, he probably likes to sit deeper in his normal number 10 role and ping them in from the edge of the box. And that's the threat that Town have to look out for. And we know Hladky not great. Instinct shots hit far post across him. So something for Blackburn to look out for. But they haven't really done a great job of getting him on the ball, but plenty of time to go.
I think Sky were just putting it up. Blackburn haven't had a shot yet. So that's going to be the, sounds like the most toe-curlingly obvious analysis in the world. If you don't have any shots, you're relying on own goals, basically, aren't you? Here is Hedges. It's gone wide to Pickering. He comes back inside. Decent press and defensive shape from Ipswich. Out it goes to the right-hand side. Britain, who finished 5th, didn't he, with Barnsley under big Val Ishmael before that team was pilfered. Kind of Chaplin also in that squad as well. Pickering's done well to keep that in down the left for Blackburn. Chrisen. Ranking Costello back to Chrisen. This is good from Blackburn. Good possession. All in front of Ipswich, but they've moved them around. Down the right we go again. Blocked out by Davis. And Ipswich win it back. Can they get it clear, though? Not really.
No.
Out of the box.
Is that Broadhead helping out there as well? Was that Broadhead's clearance?
It would make sense if it was.
That shows you how far Ipswich have been forced back if Broadhead is your last man.
Good work by Blackburn again, who, you're right, they do still have the characteristics of a possession team, which is weird, wasn't it, with John Dahl Thomason? Because like they never used to draw. They used to score loads, concede loads. And I always thought, given their spend, that they were pretty good. But obviously that didn't work out. But yeah, you're totally right. It's absolutely fascinating being halfway between a very attacking manager who never draws to a pragmatic manager who always draws.
And let's be honest, there's a happy medium in the middle of that, isn't there? I mean, that's how all good teams are. You know, you pick and choose your time to maybe go all out. But if you picked off, and you know, that's maybe the story of Ipswich this season. Good at getting the goals, but maybe picked off a little bit at the back. You know, that little bit more of that pragmatism at the back isn't a bad thing, but it's when that philosophy is kind of a really stark kind of knife edge from one manager to the next.
Oh, one over the top there. Chrisen brings it down. He's in on goal. Oh, and the flag's up. I was going to say, why has George Edmondson kicked that into his
Why is it, even if it's
net?
Offside, why has he kicked it into his own net?
Maybe he'd already seen the flag.
That's not a habit I want my centre-backs doing, Ben, even if it is offside. I mean, that's borderline for me. Well, that's not. It's close.
Yeah, he's offside, isn't he?
He is, but still.
Chrisen. The flag goes up really early.
I don't think Edmondson has a clue what he's doing there.
Edmondson cut. Maybe there's a whistle.
Oh, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. That scared the crap out of me, Ben. I'm not going to lie. I thought Hladkid actually done okay to make it a difficult finish.
Oh, down the left. Here comes Broadhead. Broadhead puts on his right foot. Broadhead, lovely feet inside the box. Broadhead tries to cut it back. Chaplin to Luongo, who has his shot blocked. Good defending by Blackburn. Nice and narrow. Loads of bodies back.
And it fell to the one person that Ipswich wouldn't want it to fall to, and it broke away from that shot.
Yeah, right.
I thought it was better, maybe, I mean, hindsight now, isn't it? Tuanzebe was probably the better option, but you don't want to really give it to centre-back for a shot outside the box, do you? But Tuanzebe's been decent, Ben. I don't know what your thoughts are on him. Maybe not expected to feature too much for Ipswich, but has made that right-back slot his own and formed a decent partnership with Hutchinson, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been sturdy, hasn't he? It's difficult because you got a player who's kind of local to the club who kind of gets that position generally. And there is Tuanzebe with a interception
right on cue
there. I'm trying to get Hutchinson away down the right. I've got to say, Rich, this game is still messy, isn't it?
It is, and Hutchinson not happy with the ball there over the top. Quite rightly, he's not going to win those aerial duels with Pickering, is he? So it needs to be in behind him. And Town generally quite like that. Wes Burns certainly is the strategy to get him in. But yeah, you know, given
away to Broadhead, edge of the box. Broadhead shot blocked, and for once,
getting shots off, Ben, aren't they?
Leif Davis is not the furthest player from left back running onto that line. Who was the Brazilian lad who scored in 1970? Who just appears the right back out of the picture? Carlos Alberto. I was expecting Leif Davis to do that, but yeah, expectations are high. Oh, lovely fizz through. Here comes, it was Morty, played it into Chaplin. Chaplin, edge of the box. Chaplin hits the shot, easy save for
Pears.
Probably hit that better than the goal, didn't he, Rich?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know why they've showed him on his left foot. But yeah, he's falling over, isn't he? Good ball from Morsey. Again, you know what you're going to get from Morsey every week. But yeah, he's able to break the lines every now and then with a pass like that.
Nice turn inside by Rankin Costello. Morsey.
Yep. Again, there's Morsey at the back.
just sweeps it up and clears it away.
And plays the ball to Moore.
Blackburn,
I think this is Ipswich don't have enough control of this. I think, as we've said throughout, again, if I'm McKenna, I'm probably getting a little bit frustrated with this. He's clapping his hands, isn't he? Which is the old Sammy Lee method of encouraging his players without really giving them much instruction. But it does feel like maybe we just need to slow the pace down. When I say we, I mean Ipswich. Apologies for anyone's joining late.
Here is Moore. Moore knocks that one back into Morsey. Luongo to Edmondson. Very clear that Smodic is not the furthest attacker forward for Blackburn. We can look at the heat maps, but he's very much playing off Dolan up front. That's worked out to Hutchinson down the right. To Anzabi. Morsey, Ipswich forcing Blackburn back behind the ball and just enjoying some possession at a pace they'll prefer rather than the harem scarum. It's the long ball for Hutchinson again. They're going to win the second ball though. Chaplin to Anzabi with him. Chaplin goes inside.
I think Chaplin knew the score there, which was let's not get excited, guys. To Anzabi went for the overlap and Chaplin ignored him, which is kind of like let's just calm it down for a little bit.
Wolfenden. Luongo, nice little feed through, and Hutchinson just couldn't quite bring it under and then turn towards goal. But good spell by Ipswich. Welcome if you are watching on TikTok up there as well. Huddersfield Town Evan says we're going down. Some self-awareness. Some people refuse to accept the likelihood of them.
Is he on TikTok, Ben? Because I was trying to find some reassurance, but if he's on TikTok, it doesn't matter what I say, does it?
That's very true. It always matters what you say.
Well, it's only on three goals.
Oh, nice ball out to Dolan. Dolan's in tons of space. Dolan gets it across low, and there is the equalising goal. Joe Rankin Costello is a big switch of play. Dolan seemed to have acres of space. Nobody goes in
offside, Ben,
and engages him.
The guy on the line.
Very late flag. Is it
the guy on the line, Ben, who puts it in? I
don't know.
I think it hit someone on the line. This is going to be...
I didn't see an offside in there at any point.
No, neither did I. But McKenna's not happy. That's the warning sign. First shot on goal, isn't it, for them, I think? But yeah, it's been ruled out. We are yet to see a replay.
Yeah, we'll wait for referee Stroud, who's just explaining he's the fourth official. Let's have a look at this, because I didn't see an offside anywhere there. No, Dolan's on. He controls it. It's really poor. No one closes him down. Oh, okay.
It's the guy. No.
Oh, it's a really good decision, actually. Does it hit Smodic in the way? Actually hits him on the way through. It's not. It is Smodic. Oh, no.
No, it doesn't.
It hits the Ipswich player.
I think that's ended up being a bad call, Ben. I thought at the time it hit Blackburn player on the line, but it didn't. It hit Edmondson, who I thought went walkabout for the goal, by the way. For the
question is was Smodic interfering with play? Didn't look like he was in Flagky's line of sight. I need to take another look, but I don't know whether that should have been disallowed. I need another look in terms of the line of sight, and we know what it says in the wording, doesn't it? That you have to be in the line of sight, even if you're just 1 yard out the way. They normally let those go, don't they? So I'll wait for another replay, but that will be the only question as to whether Smodic was interfering with play.
As in from the through ball in the first place, because I thought another phase
from the shot at the end. Yeah, it won't matter if. Oh, here's Chaplin. It won't matter if he was when the first ball went over, because there was long enough in between the two. They always let those go, don't they?
I mean, that's. I'm still not convinced there's anything to disallow there, but yeah,
let's wait for another replay. But yeah,
I mean, it's probably 1-1 on big glaring decisions that have gone against them, isn't it? Ipswich with the pretty Stonewall penalty shout early doors.
Yeah, fair comment.
But I think, the camera immediately went to McKenna, didn't it? After Blackburn had the ball in the net. This is not, Ipswich are not in control of this. And that's the risk, isn't it? That you get broken against. And I thought the defensive shape of Ipswich was really bad, Ben. Defenders, centre-backs in particular, didn't know who to pick up. Who put it in the end, by the way? Was it?
Ranking Costello.
It was Rankin Costello, yeah. So coming from deep.
Yeah.
Wasn't picked up by either of the defensive midfielders for Ipswich either. So lots to be concerned about there in that move.
Here come Blackburn down the right-hand side. Nice little ball outside of the foot to Smodic. Dolan, nice turn. Dolan got fouled, but he keeps going. Sticks a cross in and a
Corner.
Weird, unorthodox clearance by Wolfenden.
Hasn't got a left foot, has he? No,
Out
Blackburn
from the
are
corner.
well on top now, aren't they?
Dolan spots the ball.
Oh, a bit of a post-mortem on this offside.
Yeah, well, I'd probably want an explanation. To be fair to the officials, and I mean, this is what makes me laugh about the anti-VAR crowd. They also yell at officials for getting things like that wrong that are impossible to tell in real time, but they don't want, I think you've got to accept in a non-VAR world that human beings can't see absolutely everything with one view at full speed, but you do want the right decisions to be made. I still need to see another replay of that, but in comes the recycled cross headed away. Smodic was lining up for a shot. The ball doesn't fall for him. And Amari Hutchinson picks it up. That's a fair point, actually, Nick. Even VL, no, he's right about that. It's totally subjective as to whether it's just a matter of opinion as to whether someone's interfering or not, isn't it? And they train them up and they try and get everyone on the same page, but it's still a human being making a decision, isn't it, Rich? Even with VAR.
Yeah, and we looked at it in real time. I didn't see anything wrong with it. And, the linesman's, it's just such a hard job, isn't it? You're not only having to look for objects in motion, but you're having to interpolate that on top of the regulations as well. I mean, Lively, that's patting your head and rubbing your stomach at the same time, isn't it?
Amen. Here is Wharton, who's looked really good on the ball, actually, at the back.
Keep finding these pockets in between the Ipswich centre-backs and midfielders, don't they, Ben? Here they come again.
Given away there. Edmondson wants Hladky to come and grab that.
I think Ipswich's defensive midfield need to sit a little bit deeper. It's not going to be conducive to attacking play, but at the moment, I just think Blackburn are finding those pockets of space far too easily.
Still waiting for a replay of that penalty call.
We're going to have to wait till half time, aren't we?
Yeah, they'll probably stick one in when we get a replay at some point. Pedro, hello, I'm from Brazil. Welcome, Pedro. I'm from Suffolk. Vote for Pedro.
Oh,
there you go.
Get some canned heat on, yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. What a great film. What a great song. It's going to be a throw-in for Ipswich, who are playing like they're 1-0 up in stoppage time in a FA Cup tie against the team above them in a different division. Just trying to play for some time.
Oh, Axel not there.
Tuan Zabi just gets caught on the ball.
That's the kind of ball in for Hutchinson.
Here comes Hutchinson in behind.
That's the kind of ball that they need. Round the side, low, running onto it rather than chipped over the top.
The ball is back with Pez. By the way, look behind me and you'll see a lovely stack of beers from Beer 52. You can see in the crawler along the bottom there, you can get involved. Both Luongo and Rankin Costello are down. So we'll continue this plug for Beer 52. You can get that there. Which way do I have to point? There we go. That there crate of beers where you get 8 beers from around the world. You get them for free, but you have to pay the postage, which is £5.95. It's down there, beer52.com/bloom. beer52.com/bloom. Just cover the postage, £5.95, and you get to support the channel and you get some nice beers. Right. Is this the offside? This isn't going to tell us whether he's...
So he's interfering, isn't he? He's in front of Hladky. That's as much as I can see
here, this will be the angle.
He's not, is he? He's not interfering there. He is probably where the linesman or the referees. No, the referee. Look where the referee's looking. He can't call that.
That's a complete subjective call.
Oh.
Complete 50-50, that one. I reckon you give 10 officials that. Half of them will say he's interfering and half of them will say he's not. He's not
jumped up in the air, isn't he, as well? You know,
he's not stood directly in front of Cladke, but that's not in the it doesn't say the definition in the IFAB wording or the notes to referees that that's the definition of interfering with play. But is what it is. And the goal was chalked off.
Oh, Luongo is asking for a yellow card, isn't he? That was.
Oh, he'll get one.
Well, it's no different to be apart from the fact he didn't really take the man than the one that got Davis some early booking. But hey ho, oh, that's a nasty ball to chase as well.
Edmondson.
Where's he off to?
Right, let's let Richard have 30 seconds to calm down because he's struggling emotionally here.
I'm not enjoying this then.
I'll take over. It's Wolfenden. Chaplin knocks that into. Oh, he must have got caught, Rich, after the camera. Although Luke Wolfenden just gave Chaplin a little point as if to say, "I
Tactical
know what
injury.
you're doing."
Chaplin's usually the one, isn't it, that we pick to sit down for a bit and we regroup. But there's a chat here, so it was obviously something.
Let's have a look. Did you get caught?
Yeah, a little bit.
Something and nothing, isn't it?
A little bit.
It's a free kick to Ipswich. Wolfenden knocks back to Cladke. 40 indeed on the clock. Used to play that when I was a kid, Rich.
Braveheart.
Out in the streets.
Speak
when children are allowed to play outside at night, hey? Here is Leif Davis. Knocks it inside. Remember, Watford versus Leeds tonight, 8 p.m. Whatever happens in this, Leeds have the chance to go or to end the day top of the table. And to reiterate, Leicester lost and Southampton drew. So 2 of the top 4 have already dropped points today.
You're not going for the hat-trick ball and watching along that one as well, are you, Ben?
Absolutely not, no.
I was going to say, it's hardcore, that.
Twice. I was just going to say twice a day is enough for me, but I'm sure that'll get completely ripped on in the comments. Let's say a huge thank you to the Smiths, 1986. Although we're just going to pause while Leif Davis comes forward for Ipswich. No, we're not. He drinks a Stella. He eats paella. He hates, I assume that's an F in Chelsea, Marty Cifuentes. Thank you, the Smiths, who's a very happy QPR fan by the sounds. We really appreciate all the support with the super chats and all of that good stuff. And
not to mention you get some salty snacks in your Beer 52 box, by the way, which
I did.
Are almost as good as the beer.
They are actually up there. Here is Chaplin, edge of the box. Chaplin hits the shot, dragged wide. It's very I suspect there'll be fans in the stadium of this one, Rich. We'll get to half time. And if you said, right, describe the first half, they'll be like, I don't really know what happened. It's all a bit bitty and a bit it's that sort of game, isn't it, right?
Yeah, and I think probably I'd be less apprehensive if I was in the stadium as well, watching it in actual real 3D, because I think watching it on the telly just makes it much worse.
Here is Wolfenden, closed down by Chrisen. Dolan knocked inside. Smodic inside the box. Smodic, does he keep it in? Good goalkeeper by Cladke. Wolfenden shanks the clearance down the middle of the pitch. Gets a bit lucky to find Kiefer Moore. What a great ball by Chaplin to Hutchinson, who puts the afterburners on. That's very good defendering by Pickering on a yellow card there, Richie. Yeah, he needed to win that, didn't he?
Yeah, and admittedly, you've given up some territory after a good move, and Smodic doing what Smodic does. Ipswich definitely afraid to take him down in the box, aren't they? But yeah, eventually got it clear, not necessarily too convincing. And Hutchinson has been really a good outlet for Ipswich down that right hand side. I haven't really found him in balls like that, but yeah, really neat from Chaplin, wasn't it, around the corner?
Pickering boots that one clear. The Smiths, 86. We'll take that question at half-time. That amongst other things. Wolfenden's got it 43-46 on the board. Wolfenden.
tell you what, Leicester v Norwich on Monday's got very
Ooh, that was
interesting,
great,
hasn't
wasn't
it?
it? Yeah. I think I had, well,
Get
actually,
off.
I don't want to give away the predictions that I've already filmed with Sam Parkin for that one, but all I'll say is I'm quite high on Norwich getting something from that one. I think Dolan's gone in the book, has he? Oh,
Yeah. Morsey wasn't happy, was he? Damn right.
Left one on Sammy Morsey there, and Tyrese Dolan becomes, so it's the two fullbacks, wasn't it? Pickering and Davis, and Dolan now in. Fair play to Dolan because he's only a little fella and he's really giving as good as he gets there with Morsey. He's up in his grill, sledging him.
He's wound him up, hasn't he?
He has.
We all know Morsey's a walking yellow card anyway, but I think Dolan might get some comeuppance at some point, maybe later on, Ben.
A
he's least expecting it.
Yes. A receipt, as they call it.
It's been in the post.
Yeah, right. Tuan Zabi. What do you reckon? 2 minutes stoppage time?
Yeah, hasn't been much, is there? A goal and some, little bitty bits and pieces. I'd say no more than 2.
Chaplin, Tuan Zabi. 3. 3 minutes stoppage time. And we are into it. Davis to Broadhead. Broadhead gets fouled, does he? No, not given. Oh.
Delayed.
Why did he delay that decision? Because Blackburn had no advantage, or Ipswich had no advantage. I mean, I thought it was a foul, but I don't know why he's delayed it.
Yeah, he didn't get the ball, did he?
Yeah,
it's not much there to give, is there?
It's a foul, but I don't know. He needs to just whistle straight away, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I don't know why he gave himself a second to look at that. That's killed a little bit of the stoppage time as we come up to the end of the first minute of the minimum. Added a 3. Tuan Zabi clips that one into the channel, bounces off Hutchinson, and Hutchinson has fouled Pickering there. I think he's just backing in.
Has he, Ben?
Yeah, I think he probably has, but
fair enough.
I think these until I see a replay.
It's getting fussy for me, and this is the trouble. I recognise who's that?
Keith, I don't know. Someone who's worked for Blackburn for 100 years.
Has he been booked? Maybe.
Is that why they can manage them for many Blackburn fans in the chat? Let us know. Chaplin just crowded out, and that is a foul.
Yep. No,
not given. Morsey, hospital ball there. All careful. And here come Blackburn. Morsey's mistake, and he's recovered it himself. And he's lucky to get away with that one. And Crescent has then fouled him.
He did really well there, but not great, was it? I mean, it's all a little bit. I mean, maybe Ipswich is a strategy just to wind the clock down and, itty bitty fouls, a little bit of naughtiness, and it's all very, it's not been a great purist spectacle, has it, Ben? I mean, it's chaotic, but Morsey doing what he needs to do.
Well, if Ipswich were to get to the end of this with a 1-goal advantage, everyone would say, just get your job done in the rain on Good Friday and move on. And, maybe that's the deal here. 47-45 as the free kick goes forward, chested down by Broadhead. Ipswich are going to try and play keep ball until referee, is it Atwell today? Referee
I think it is Atwell, yeah.
Blows the whistle. We're over the minimum stoppage time. Kieran McKenna marches off with no doubt plenty to say to his team at half time. It's Blackburn 0, Ipswich 1. Get your questions in. We talk about anything you want in the championship today, anything you want in this game. The Blackburn players look still wound up about that disallowed goal. And I think the argument for the Blackburn players, I think, and I don't know this because I'm not at pitch level, I think they think the linesman thinks it went in Osmodic and that's why he disallowed it and it didn't. I think I'm getting that from the way they're gesturing. I didn't touch it, blah, blah, blah. So look, we'll get to that, Rich. Let's let me just have my say on a real messy first half. And, Blackburn have played it in such a way, with the sort of high pressing and then tucking back into the, defensive shape that can kind of look a bit like a 5-4-1 where they don't have the ball. But yeah, it's just been a bit frantic, not a lot of control by anybody. Ipswich's goal was fortunate, wasn't it? After a good move, Chaplin miskicks it and then Pears throws it in the net, basically. But, do what you do, shoot the ball on target. And as I said earlier, and this is with full respect to Jamie Vardy, I could not respect more for what he's done in football. But if you hit the ball on target, you have a chance of scoring. And Jamie Vardy had 4 one-on-ones and missed the target with 2 of them, didn't he? So it is what it is. The numbers, and I suppose the biggest thing there is Blackburn's 0 shots, basically, and 0 XG. Obviously, the shot that went in the goal and got disallowed, doesn't count because the flag went up. So 56-44 to Ipswich on the possession, although possession just isn't a thing in this game because it's all just very counter-attacking and direct, isn't it? But 0.41 to 0 on the XG, 6 shots to 0, 2 shots on target to 0. Rich, it's one where you almost ignore the statistics and you just talk about the big moments. Ipswich could have had a penalty. Goal was a bit fortuitous. Blackburn maybe were a bit unlucky to not get the equalising goal, which is as to make it as binary as I can. I think it's a subjective call. Is Smodic interfering with the keeper's ability to save the shot? And I will, and I'm not sitting on the fence because I'm big on this, that referee decisions aren't black and white. I'll accept both arguments. If you think he is, you think he is. And if you think he isn't, you think he isn't. As long as you're talking to me in good faith and you're not choosing whatever is best for the team that you support. Because I want to talk about football. I don't want to talk to blooming cult members who just want the best thing to happen to their team at every stage. But there you go. Rich, I've rambled on. That's my take on the first half. Get your questions in, by the way. What was yours?
Yeah, well, it's to that very line. I'm going to suggest that as an Ipswich fan, I thought Blackburn were managed the half well in the context of how they're going and how they're going about things at the moment. Ipswich never really in control. Obviously, in an attacking sense, the goal is a good move. Definitely some fortuitousness about the keeper's role in it. But since then, I think it's been really chaotic. I don't think Ipswich's backline has helped the proceedings either. The ball's going, Haki flapping at corners, Edmondson kicking an offside, seemingly an offside ball in the net as well.
Rich, sorry, going to just chime in really quickly, just for 10 seconds. The out ball is Dolan pulling out to the left and quickly get it out to him. And like you say, when he's behind Tuan Zabi, and that's where the disallowed goal came from, yeah?
Yeah, and I think that's the concern if I was McKenna, is I mentioned it during the half. There's seemingly quite a big gap between Ipswich's centre-backs and Ipswich's centre midfield, and Dolan in particular is getting in there, and I think he's had a really good half. That left-hand side for me has been probably their best outlet. And as for Ipswich, in terms of the pattern, we talk about pattern a lot on our podcast, don't we? I don't know what Ipswich's strategy is, apart from, there was a few moments, weren't there, in the middle of the first half where they threaded some passes together, nice, triangles, got the ball wide, but they haven't really got more involved. He's had a header from a corner, well wide, not really likely to get that one on target. Apart from that, it's mainly been Chaplin, hasn't it? Broadhead, not really got involved. Probably Hutchinson, the pick, Ben, for Ipswich. But I think that would be the concern in terms of the narrative for both teams. Ipswich, not really a coherent overall pattern to how they're going about things, and Blackburn just not converting some really good moments of territory into chances on goal. And you can't imagine that, at least one of those things will stay the same for the second half. McKenna certainly didn't look happy walking down at half time, did he? So you might expect some early changes for Ipswich and maybe just trying to take things back to basics. Whereas for Blackburn, who are now chasing the game, go for it. Do you know what I mean? Get Smodic on the ball, get shots in. You're not going to I don't think you're going to get back into the game maybe doing what they're doing at the moment because they just haven't tested Hladky, who, as we said, looks a little bit nervy for me. So interestingly poised, not one for the purists.
I just had a really close look. It'd be interesting to see what Troy Deeney's saying about that. I don't know anything about cricket, but it was a googly of a shot by Chaplin. I'm still, certain that it should have been saved. Here comes the real controversial point here, this disallowed goal. You can't tell anything from that angle because he could be behind Hladky. He's very close.
Yeah.
Is all I'll say.
Well, look at the linesman's position there.
Well, the linesman cannot possibly tell. And Sky's being a bit naughty there because he clearly is talking. Is he talking to the ref and just double checking that?
I think he's probably, speculating, of course. I imagine he's thought he might be offside if he's interfering with play, but I can't. My view is side on. I can't tell you that. I don't think Atwell's view is much better, actually. I think he's similarly on an acute angle to it. But there's a crowd of bodies there, isn't there? And I think if the referee is stood in this angle that we're looking at behind the play, I don't think he rules that out. I think Smodris is too far to the right.
I think Sky, Rich, sorry to interrupt. Sky have just put the key angle up there. And in my opinion, if it's purely on line of sight and where the ball goes, he's not in the line of sight, is he? He jumps up, doesn't jump over the ball, does he? Nope. He's just trying to get out the way. So
well, I guess he kind of jumps under the ball but Edmondson deflects it, doesn't he? So
yeah,
that's why it looks closer than it is. But I as we said now, for those of you who didn't maybe catch the start of the game, Ipswich denied a penalty as well, a pretty obvious penalty. Again, if you've got the right angle for that, there's no doubt in the world that that's a penalty for Ipswich. So I guess you hate the phrase things cancel themselves out, but to an extent it has happened, again, probably fortuitously, hasn't it?
You see after that goal, Luongo saying, look, their target, he said with that ball across, getting one more look. It is what it is. My opinion is I think VAR would probably have let that goal stand. I think
so. And I think you ask anyone watching, you can probably rewind and watch my reaction. Anyone watching in the away end that's just behind there, I don't think anyone's got any Scooby-Doo why that hasn't been allowed. So that's usually the acid test as well. You talk about the eye test, don't you? That's kind of, for me, if you can't see anything obvious about it, and clear and obvious is generally the barometer for VAR, isn't it?
I think that's gone out, over the last few years.
You have to go looking now for the clear and obvious. You have to go finding stuff, and that's where it kind of lets it down, doesn't it?
Right. Let's do some questions. I can answer that one in one word. Ernie, are you streaming Southampton Ipswich on Monday? Yes. And Richard, Seb is going to be here at half-time, isn't he, on the Blue Monday?
I'll be in the North Stand, shaking around, papping myself a little bit for that one. Hopefully it'll be more routine for Ipswich, but it's going to be an interesting one, isn't it?
Chris, can't see Plymouth going down. I think Ben called it. They're a quality side on the break today. Yeah, I think we've had a few Norwich fans in today saying, Plymouth looked all right in defeat. It's easy to be magnanimous when you've won, but
I think that's the issue, isn't it? You take the lead and then concede 2 and drop points. I think whilst Plymouth on paper have got a fair team, haven't they? I just don't think they've got it's a tactical thing. It's about Whittaker and Hardy for them, isn't it? A little bit. And when they're not at it, and against better teams, you just get picked off. And I think that's started to happen week after week for Plymouth now. So they've got to get points on the board. I don't think it's again, they could look fine, but if you're not getting the results, Ben, it's kind of irrelevant how well you play. Look at what Neil Harris has done at Millwall, make him tough to beat, make him a little bit...
Let me bring Alex's question in when you say that. I noticed, and there's no coincidence there, I noticed Millwall's average age 27.9, West Brom 29.1. And that suits both those teams in terms of their game management and the way that they want to end the season. But yeah, Neil Harris has done brilliant. Actually, Ronnie, for Leeds and Ipswich today is all about the result, whether the game is a good watch.
True.
I mean, that's true, but I have to sit and watch it, Ronnie, don't I? So...
We need stuff to talk about, Ronnie. That's the trouble.
Yeah, right. What else have we got? Chris, Ipswich simply don't have the pressure on them. Chris, you're entitled to your opinion. I would totally disagree. I think anybody in a promotion race has tons of pressure on them.
I mean, the pressure for Ipswich is finishing third and playing Norwich in the playoffs, isn't it? That's huge pressure for Ipswich.
It's just
the other pressure
just
that
elite football at the top of a league that takes
of
it to the
course.
Premier League. There's no pressure.
Well, and the other one, Ben, as well, that people kind of neglect to think about, and I'm sure this will be on the squad's mind, it's certainly on the fans' mind, is if Ipswich don't go up, the Vultures will be circling, looking to appoint Kieran McKenna from a division above, won't they? So there's lots of reasons why Ipswich going up is obviously, avoids some real problems next season.
Jackson on the right to run at their left back, who's on the yellow. Hutchinson into the 10 when Chaplin ties. Yeah, that could well, but it's not a bad call. That is it. Robert, Leeds seem likely to go up automatically, but Watford will get a draw against them.
Can you imagine? Ben? Imagine, that's just wishful thinking again. I'm not saying it.
Fair play, guys. Such honest opinions. Oh, thank you very much. So it's easy. You look at the pictures and you tell the truth, and you try and override the implicit sense of bias that colours everything that every football fan has said.
I just think, Ben, I know you don't put me up when you clip the goals up on your socials, but I just think when Ipswich concede, don't have head in hands, don't chuck teacups around, just try and keep your cool. And similarly, I've got to be chilled when the goal's going as well. So I'm trying my best, but Ben is much better at it than I am.
Under 1.5, that's a great question. I don't think so. I think there's enough chaos in this game that there's going to be another goal, and I cannot tell you which net it is going in. The Smiths, thank you again, the Smiths, for your super chat earlier. Would love Ipswich to go. I remember Kookie and Ben. Will I be supporting Norwich on Monday? Graham, you will be pleased to know that I am, and this is what a wholesome guy I am accompanying the choir at the retirement village over the road from me for their Easter bonnet parade, which means I don't have to answer that question because I won't be watching Leicester City v Norwich. Did I plead the fifth?
I mean, you can hope for a result without supporting one of the teams to get it, can't you?
Russ, just logging on. Only saw the first Blackburn disallowed goal once. Thought the Ipswich fullback played the Blackburn player on. I think we all agree with that. I think the debate is more over
the shot.
The shot and whether Smodic jumping up is interfering with play. And our conclusion for the last time, and we'll move on, and you can rewind back to 1 hour, 17 and 16 seconds. I think I speak for both Richard and I that if there was VAR, probably that goal would have been allowed to stand. Ben, as a Leeds fan today, I'm not super confident. Is Reuter definitely out? Because he's the guy, isn't he? Firpo is out. Dan James' confidence will be in the gutter.
What a goal for
Did you
QPR.
see Jimmy Dunn's goal? Did you see it? Jimmy Dunn, the big centre back playing at right back.
That's tasty.
Sinclair Armstrong's face. We're seeing some goals. What a win for Stoke, by the way. Oh man.
Keeper.
I'm seeing a few of these goals for the first time.
Sorry, folks. Yeah.
Here. Agree with Rich. I think the Broadbean penalty shout-out was evened out by Disallowed. It swings and roundabouts, isn't it? I mean, one's a guaranteed goal and one's 0.77.
And Ipswich have got a shocking record of pens, so it's not a guaranteed rating.
Alex, do you think if Ipswich go up, McKenna is even more attractive to an established Premier League team, or would show loyalty to? I think whatever happens to Ipswich, he's going to be very attractive to a lot of teams. So there we go. When Ipswich get promoted, is Benjamin Bloom headlining with Ed Sheeran in support? Unlikely, but
yes.
I would accept
just a yes.
Matt, legend, welcome, fella. Great to see you. Hull lost 2-0 today. Didn't you have to? Oh, stop it! Didn't I have them to lose? Yeah. We had some very triggered Hull fans by me only predicting them to win 1-0. I'm not going to say anything, but turns out they lost 2-0. So who was more wrong is all I will say. But I didn't get it right. Neither did Parkin, which is the main thing because I'm 8 points ahead of him in the chat. Guys, do us a massive favour. Can someone tell me how many likes we've got before we go to a like spike? I assume we've got a fair few, but I would like to get some more. So I'm going to click the like spike button, and you've got 9 seconds to hit the thumbs up button. You've got a number, Rich?
Oh, I've got 14 on the Blue Monday channel. So if you're watching on Blue Monday, hello. And over on Ben's, it'll be much higher, won't it? It should be 98. Get it up to 100.
Right. Get it over the 100. Like Spike Time. Hit the button. Go. I was just saying thank you, everybody watching on TikTok, and someone's called me a melt. So let's get this so you can't see it, what I'm about to do. So there you go. That's for that person calling me a melt on TikTok.
Why are you a melt, Ben?
Alex N5540. Just got the middle sticky wicket.
Is that the prediction? Is that predictions related? What's the story? Chocolate eggs related?
Just an angry person on the internet, Richard. There are many. We are about to get going in the second half, and I can actually click it this time. It is kickoff. Right, let me do a reset, Rich, and give you the teams. Oh, I'm not going to do that because Chaplin is inside the box. Chaplin hits the shot towards the near post. And Kiefer Moore opens his arms out and says, wouldn't you go across the goal there?
WTF.
Look at that from Broadhead.
Every offside now. Yeah. Moore's got two defenders in front of him. The idea that it's going to on a plate for him, I'm not sure.
And Chaplin is, of course, Ipswich's top scorer now. I could update the... Actually, I think I've just seen a mistake in the ticker, which I'm going to change really, really quickly. And do you know what? I'm going to update. I'm going to make Chaplin Ipswich's top scorer because he's gone on to 13 now.
Just watching back a little bit of Wharton and Chaplin meeting just inside Ipswich's half. No, I think it's been given as a free kick. It has, a little bit of naughtiness, but Chaplin didn't like it by the look of it.
If you are going to have a go at match bingo this weekend, remember you can get your card for Aston Villa v Wolves, or that way round. Thanks, Rich. That is free in the 5:30 tomorrow night, and £1,000 jackpot in. In comes the cross from Davis. Are you ahead of me again, Rich?
Nope. That was the reaction to £1,000.
Chaplin hits the shot, spilt by Pears and cleared away. Lobbed back in. There's got to be an offside there, but Blackburn player heads it, so neither of them became active. That was the correct decision, in my humble opinion. Davis, Luongo, and Luongo, I was going to say, maybe in his younger days could have chased through that, but no, he never had the pace to get through there.
It's another good passage of Ipswich all the way out. Chaplin does well, recycles. I think it's Chaplin, isn't it? And Pears, again, question marks. I mean, it's travelling, but doesn't get two hands on it. Hits his chest, bounces out.
Catch, isn't it?
Yeah. He says with his years of experience in nets.
Years of experience criticising elite sportsmen doing things that...
Well, and unfortunately for him, he's now got the away end behind him as well, who are not going to make his life easy either.
107 likes. Thank you, Ernie. Can I ask for a time check? Do you know what? Not only, Chris, can you ask for one, you're going to get one. We're going to be at 48 minutes in 3, 2, 1, sync. Moore couldn't quite chest that down. And here comes, this is 4-on-3. And he tried the reverse ball, which I think was the right ball. And it's cut out. Blackburn still coming down the left with Crescent. In comes the cross, deflected. Big header from Edmondson. Edge of the box. Work back out to the left-hand side. Crescent again. Oh, lovely play. Good turn by Rankin Costello. He beat his man in the box there in Wolfenden. Did that go out for a corner? Apparently not. I looked up at half-time. That lad, Crescent, is on loan from Villa.
Is he? Well, you can tell he's got quality.
Yeah, he very much has, hasn't he? And Villa are like fourth in the Premier League, so he'll do well to get in that side, won't he? So maybe one Blackburn or another championship side might be able to pick up at some point.
I think he was one of the deals that came in on the day that Lewis Travis
sorry to interrupt, Rich. It was given away to Broadhead, who is probably the exact person you'd want that to fall to, and he overhits the pass, fouled by.
Is he going to card him? No, I thought he was going to card Luongo there.
By Luongo.
There'll be a point where he does the kind of totting up procedure. Yeah, I think I've forgotten his name. Who's the Villa guy?
Benjamin Crescent.
I think he came in. He was one of 2 loan deals they did. I think Moran might have been the other one. Apologies if I've got that wrong.
I think he's been there all season, Moran.
Or Iari, I think maybe one of the 2 youngsters who came in on loan on the day that they let Lewis Travis, the captain at the time, join Ipswich.
Oh, fed through to the edge of the box. Smodic is in and is offside.
It's the other linesman's turn to upset the home fans, no doubt, but they looked a bit more clear cut. Not.
Yeah, two of them off there.
What I don't like again is how Ipswich kind of packed up in a VAR world next season.
When they do have a moment to counter, they really go all in, don't they? And try and they've obviously been told pile in at that point. You're not going to have the majority of the possession, so make it count.
And Ipswich giving them the ball back as well. Yeah, Ipswich not living with the energy of the press. The question is whether Blackburn can keep it going. There's no reason to suggest they can't.
Remember, it becomes a game of substitutes as well in about 10 minutes.
I was about to say, is there anyone on the subs bench that you're looking at, Ben, to maybe change it? There's no Harry Leonard, is there?
We'll put that to the chat. What would you do on either side of the ledger in terms of Ipswich and Blackburn? I'd honestly think Ipswich might even go first with the subs.
Yeah, if I'm McKenna, I've not seen anything apart from a couple of chances in the start of the second half. But that wasn't the issue for Ipswich in the first half. Creating, it was keeping Blackburn at bay or keeping hold of the ball. And so far, they've not done that at all. But
here is Dolan. Dolan slides that into Britton. Nice build up down the right. Hedges. Britton's got goal side of Davis, and Davis does well actually. Just levers him. That's going to be a goal kick. Matt's comment here, Rich. Leicester face Norwich on Monday. Coventry fans want a Leicester win, and Ipswich fans want a Norwich win. Yeah, right. So draw will suit everybody, won't they? You can see mine and Sam's interview with John Eustace. It's still on the channel. That was literally 2 weeks before he left the Birmingham Post. So very revealing to watch that now, knowing what we know. Kiefer Moore has drawn a foul.
Kiefer Moore has got to do more than anyone else to draw a foul and actually get it awarded.
Except James Scowcroft.
yeah, right.
Let me know your big forward players who you've had at your club who never, ever win a foul just because they're huge and referees never give them decisions.
Well, George Hurst was similar. He's back in training by the sounds of things for Ipswich. So those of you not familiar with Ipswich, he might be back before the end of the season. George Hurst, who was the forward at the start of the season, who got injured at Leicester and Christmas time.
Morsey tries to clip that over the top. I say clip. He doesn't clip it in any way, shape, form, or fashion.
Ping, wasn't it?
The ball is back with Ainsley Pears, who, if it stays the same, is going to be a bit gutted after this one because he should have saved the Chaplin shot that ended up in.
I think Ipswich have an injury, Ben.
They do. Or have we just reached minute 58 or whenever the next scheduled
was it Blackburn
is?
Yeah.
Jake Cooper. There we go. Sinclair Armstrong. I remember Paul Furlong never getting. Paul Furlong's a good player, wasn't he? Is Paul Furlong Darnell Furlong's relative? I think he is, isn't he? Someone will remind me.
Someone will know in the chat.
Graham says there was no nil effing nils in the championship today. Is that right?
I thought
right. Just scanned.
I thought Birmingham QPR was a nailed on 0-0.
Yeah, I went 0-0 for that.
Rowett's first game in charge, wasn't it?
Yeah. Darnell's dad. There we go.
That's depressing, isn't it? That players that we used to watch back in the day are now got offspring. It happens more and more every week, doesn't it?
Luongo, you're right. Must be getting a yellow card on the next foul, mustn't he?
He's up to 4, I think. That would be my count. What does FootMob say? Let me see if I can dig it out.
Pears. knocks that in to Hyam. It's a back off Chris N. Switch of play. Not a very nice ball for
3.
Britain to be able to control, and he heads it out, and it's an Ipswich throw. 54, 35 on the clock. Great throw in, and into the box goes Luongo. Luongo sticks it across, and Connor Chaplin's really good effort, actually, with no power on the cross. Tries to loop a header into net. Great throw in that was.
Yeah, Moore came short, didn't he? And everyone went to him. It's just a shame Luongo couldn't get more direction.
Just the same, Connor Chaplin wasn't Tim Cahill, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was looping, wasn't it? It wasn't too far away. I think I was going to say the away fans trying to get behind the team. The start in the last 5 minutes, a little bit better, maybe. I would still suggest that it should be the first to make changes. And I'd imagine it might be a midfielder, but we know Travis, have we, today? So not many options for Ipswich.
On loan from Blackburn Rovers. All eyes on John Eustace and Kieran McKenna as we come up the hour mark. And Sky, they're telling us again, Blackburn still haven't registered a shot, given that the shot they had that literally went in the goal was disallowed for offside, potentially incorrectly. Hutchinson, lovely ball by Hutchinson. Broadhead, good take. Broadhead turns and he's got Davis outside him. Broadhead drives forward. Broadhead releases and good bit of defending there. Just
got a heel on it, didn't they?
Yeah, maybe more by luck than judgment, but it was really good tracking, wasn't it? He blocked the passing lane. Morsey, Broadhead, Chaplin, nice ball. Hutchinson 1v1, and it's with the centre half as well. Still Hutchinson. They've doubled up now. Hutchinson crosses left-footed. Just took a bit too long. Here's Davis. Davis knocks it in. Kiefer Moore. Poor touch by Moore there, who, if he had managed to control that, had a pretty reasonable sight of goal there, Rich.
Yeah, maybe if he hadn't had 120 minutes on Tuesday night, he'd been a little bit more alert to that one.
Right.
But yeah, Ipswich starting to pass it around a little bit better now, aren't they? I was worried that Hutchinson hadn't really gotten the ball, but he had the ball for about 5 minutes there while he figured out his step overs.
Davis in the box. Davis clips it back stick and chested out by Pickering. But the offside flag has gone up against Leif Davis, which is really poor, actually, because they were close together and should have been able to join that one up.
Just looking at
Elijah, sorry, Rich. Thoughts on Swansea 1, Wednesday 1? We'll do a championship check-in, little update tomorrow morning. I'll give you my thoughts on that. Rich, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just looking at Ipswich's bench. I mean, I think Luongo is a concern for me in respect of he's a yellow card waiting to happen. Morsey is always the case, but he's not been so foully. Cameron Humphreys is on the bench for Ipswich, could play centre mid, but you need a Lewis Travis in a game like this, and so I don't think it's a central midfield substitution for Ipswich. The question is whether Hutchinson continue to contribute, whether you bring on Caden Jackson when he's got more pace. Sarmiento down the left, albeit he's been in the States, and here come Blackburn.
Smodic knocks it into Hedges. Hedges tries to sort his feet out. Britton crossing position, puts a horrible cross by Britton there. He tries the old David Beckham
eating his shirt,
swing one right across and just completely over hits it.
I think the obvious choice for Ipswich is Ali Al-Hamadi, isn't it? Coming on for Kiefer Moore, who, that move before should have taken a shot early, shouldn't he? This one has time, but he's not got options, Ben, in terms of height there, is he, to aim at? And that's the issue with no Gallagher in the team and your centre backs down the other end of the pitch because it's not a set piece. I don't think whipped high balls.
To quote the great Neil Warnock, make defenders defend. Just make the cross decent in the first place.
I'm not pretending that the cross was well executed. Maybe not the right choice.
Even without height, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Davis slips it into Moore. Moore he can't shake Wharton at the moment. Davis to Broadhead, back to Davis. Morsey, Davis, Luongo. Back it goes to Edmondson.
Here comes a Blackburn sub. Can't tell you who it is, though.
A little one round the corner given away. Chance for a Blackburn counter, but they've given it away. And then Broadhead gives it away and should have been whistled for a foul there. But he's done well, though, Dolan, to get it out to Hedges on the right. Hedges into the box. Oh, Blackie spills. It's going to be a chance for Chris M. What a great tackle by Connor
Chaplin. Yeah.
Yeah. Ipswich all at 6s and 7s there, completely chasing the tail. Smodic knocks it inside. Dolan back to Smodic. Dolan's got it back again. Nice feet by Dolan. Back to Smodic. Oh, Blackburn.
Saved by Hladky?
I don't know.
I think it might be.
Ipswich living on the edge, in the words of Aerosmith. It's a really good move that between Dolan and Smodic. Love that footwork. Is it deflection early on?
No, I think he gets a hand.
Yeah. Or a fingertip, maybe.
Fingertips. Yeah, not great from Ipswich, as you said, the shape. I mean, that move started with Leif Davis being massively out of position as well. Luongo had to cover.
Corner taken short, spun into the back stick. Did Edmondson touch that?
No, I don't think so, but he's going to get a corner, don't they?
Another.
I've got the worst view out of everyone. I'm not even in the ground. Yeah, I'm not sure it's hitting, Ben. I can see through. I can see through people. It's easy.
My first instinct was that he touched it, but
tried to duck out of the way, didn't he?
Yeah, and tried to duck
out. Yeah, so you need to get a boot on this and get down the field, and probably, as I say, there's some substitutions from Blackburn. I think Ipswich need to get some pace up front instead of Kiefer Moore, who looks a bit tired for me.
Rankin Costello knocks the corner short. Well, it goes to the edge of the box, and Britton floats it in. It's a rehearsed corner. It's a good one as well, and Hladky tips it over the bar. It had already gone, but it's a really good corner, that, actually, Rich. I was like, what are they doing with this?
Almost went back halfway, didn't they?
Yeah, it was all to get Wharton. 1v1 was it with Chaplin, which is not a position that Ipswich are going to want to be in. No. Chaplin's all of 4'9", isn't he? Right, double sub for Blackburn. Looks like
Markanday.
Ayari was one of them. Rankin Costello is stepping out.
Looks like Matt Derbyshire, doesn't he, Rankin Costello? That's a blast from the past.
24 is Moran, who I think has got 6 assists. Is that right?
Yeah, top assist maker, I think, from Brighton.
Is he Liverpool, Moran?
Brighton. He might be from Liverpool, but yeah, can play as a 10 or wide behind the 3, apparently.
Oh, he's nothing to do with Liverpool.
Did get, I think he was playing for Islands under 21s this week. Oh, Ipswich giving it away again.
Slid through the middle, and Davis hoits it clear.
I'm not sure what McKenna can do from the bench here to try and get some control of the game. I think that they need to attack Blackburn, and that means bringing on the likes of Jackson, Sarmiento, and Al Hamadi. There's nothing he can do apart from maybe Burgess to bring some defensive calm. But he's jet lagged. Yeah,
Ipswich are in no way looking like a team who's comfortably moving towards a win. In this
there you
game.
Go, right on cue.
Here come Jackson,
Al Hamadi,
and Sarmiento. Kieran McKenna has seen enough. I suppose that last phase of play, and it was so muddly and messy. So I suspect the 2 wide players and Kiefer Moore are going to be going out, or as was suggested in the comments, maybe Chaplin, but I think you just need experience now.
Poor Kiefer Moore. He deserves a break, doesn't he? Blimey.
He'll be starting on Monday.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is what I was hoping in terms of Hutchinson being withdrawn, Ben.
That was what I was suggesting. No. Or is he? No, I think he's just getting some instructions.
Yeah. Broadhead's gone, though.
2 wingers.
But yeah, I just think Ipswich's best chance is to not sit back. I think they're going to have to go find a second and maybe a third as well, because I don't think Blackburn have got in terms of the shape in the territory, are just too much in this game for Ipswich to take their foot off the gas. And I think they just need to do it. And Jackson, the good thing is, we know pace, maybe not the best, Chaplin is going off. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, well done to whoever called that in the first half in the chat. They said that might be likely to happen. And keep your eye on Amari Hutchinson now, because he's a very interesting player in the number 10 position. It's feast or famine. He's either giving the ball away or he's making a chance. It's one one or the other.
And Jackson will do Caden Jackson things, run really fast, maybe get in behind, and then maybe not find the best of shots across this, perhaps. But Ipswich just need to attack now. As I said, I can't see them lasting out playing the way they are at the moment.
64-29 on the clock. Blackburn 0, Ipswich 1. Connor Chaplin's goal in the 9th minute of this game is the difference between the two sides. And it's all feeling a bit nervy, isn't it? As the running picks up, we are back. It was Crescent and Rankin Costello who went out, and Ayari and Moran came in for Blackburn, and Hedges has won a foul over on the wing there. And treble sub by Ipswich, Moore, Broadhead and Chaplin out. Jackson, Al-Hamadi and Sarmiento in. But as you say, Rich, those players are not defenders. They need to be on the ball up the pitch. But they're going to have to do some defending first. Set play for Blackburn, which is going in the box from either Britton or Hedges. Let's be honest, Britton's going to take it, isn't he?
Short one's on here.
Yeah, they've gone short. Try and work it to Britton. And they've got the cross in. Headed out by Luongo. Hedges hits the shot. I think that deflected off a Blackburn player, did it?
No, Ipswich.
No. All the Town players are walking back to defend a corner.
Ipswich need there's another short one on here.
Are they wise to it?
Didn't look like they were, but
Pickering is over the corner. It's going to come in left-footed. And it goes headed down. Chance. Best chance of the game for Blackburn. It was Wharton. He didn't either get a load of power on it or get it into the corner, Rich, did he?
It was the corner, I think. Yeah, I mean, it's difficult because he's running away from goal. To get it on target, actually, it's a decent header. Sideways header, isn't it? Good technique, but just not going to get the power without it hitting the middle of his forehead. And it's kind of down Hladky's throat, makes it life easy for him. But yeah, just Blackburn need to make the most of these chances. It's these set pieces and getting centre-backs forwards that's their best option at the moment. Not really getting Schmodic into the game. He's had one shot, hasn't he? But they seem to do well on these set pieces.
Ipswich just haven't had the ball since the treble sub, but Leif Davis has got it now. Edmondson to Luongo, who goes home to Hladky, and looks like Blackburn are going to go on another pressing hunt now. They've made the double substitution, and it's working. And they're
3 on Leif Davis.
Wallowing Ipswich up now, aren't they? Hedges, is he going to get a foul for that? Doubt it.
No.
Goal kick. It looks like Blackburn are going again with the pressing, isn't it, Rich?
Yeah, and it worked just then, as I mentioned. Leif Davis and Sarmiento really not getting the ball really under control. And it was kind of, you have it. No, you have it. No, you have it. And in the end, 3 players on Davis and gives the ball away, and that attack they do down the right-hand side. It's not going to be fun to watch. I get the sense.
No.
For me, at least. Sorry, folks.
Pez, nice ball into Dolan. And Blackburn are well on top since the substitutions were made. Britton.
Oh, Sarmiento switches off there, and that's a foul. And Luongo's surely going to get a card now.
Has he got away with it?
Has he got away with it again?
He's like Lucas Paqueta in that England-Brazil game. Try to pierce it through the middle there for Schmodic. Nice idea. Over hit.
I think Luongo gets away with it there because Blackburn wanted to go quick, and it nearly worked, didn't it? Nearly in. And look at the stats: 56% possession for Blackburn.
Yep. And I'm sure you'll all remember a game we did between Ipswich and Cardiff.
Don't go there, mate.
Where Ipswich didn't quite get their game management right towards the end of the game, and One goal can turn into two very quickly.
Sloppy from him. This is
concerning.
Yeah, it is concerning. And as I said, I don't think there's anything that McKenna has at his disposal apart from maybe to bring on Cam Burgess. Here comes Harry Clark.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. He's taken Leif Davis out, actually.
So Clark over on the left.
Clark might be going to play left back.
It's down that side, isn't it? I don't know if
Davis
is injured or
extra physicality, isn't it?
And he's in a card too.
Yeah, Davis trots off.
I mean, Ipswich just need to keep a clean sheet, Ben. That's how they win the game, isn't it? I mean, it sounds easy, but at the moment...
Yeah, the problem is, though, that Ipswich just can't keep the ball, and you can't sit there for 20 minutes and not keep the ball and expect to not concede a goal, can you?
No.
Throw in for Rovers. Pickering down the line to Ayari. Comes off Hutchinson. It's going to be another throw to Blackburn, who've been very dominant for the last 5 or 6 minutes. Dolan.
Offside again. How many offsides?
The offside flag has gone up. And
only 5.
Ipswich managed to keep the ball. They have.
Yay.
For 2 passes.
So the big, for those who don't know, Harry Clark can play down that left-hand side, but is very much right-footed. So that is a situation that Blackburn might look to exploit. The unorthodox left-sided player.
Boot down the ground. Sarmiento chasing in behind. Britton comes away with it for Blackburn. In it goes. So we should have mentioned when Blackburn took Crescent out, they've gone to a back 4 now, haven't they? They were playing 3 at the back for the majority of this game. So maybe that changes shape, and the extra man's obviously in midfield now with Moran's in with Ayari, although he would have gone a bit further forward. Out it goes to Britton. Nice ball through by Tronstad. Morsey wins it. Here's Luongo.
Right, Ipswich have to go now, don't they? Slowing it down. Interesting.
Oh, my goodness me.
Sarmiento.
And Sarmiento takes his eye off the ball, and Ipswich are not managing this terribly well for the last 10 minutes now, I'd suggest. Oh, here's Smodic in the 10. Smodic knocks it out wide. Hedges versus Clark. Cross is deflected, which helps. Morsey's clearance is not convincing. Britton. Britton tries to put the cross in. Sarmiento closes down. Britton wants a corner. I think it's going to be a throw, Rich.
Yeah, and that all stemmed from Sarmiento letting the ball go under his feet. And to me, Ben, that's psychological. That is, I want to go and attack, but I've maybe been told to slow the tempo down a bit. Maybe it's
just the whole team is messy and not at it at the moment, isn't it? Which is concerning from an Ipswich point of view. Britton's going to hurl the throw in long. No, he's not. Goes short into Tronstad.
That's a foul on the keeper.
Blackie has dropped it. The ball's in the back of the net, but did look like a foul on the keeper.
Why didn't he blow that straight away? That really annoys me,
on
Ben.
The back stick. Could have been a counter attack, couldn't there? In which case you go with the advantage.
Every Ipswich players in the area panicking for their lives at the moment. So that was a clear foul. He got the ball in both hands. There you go. Just headed it out of them, and he's pulled him back. I just think blow up straight away because it's a good finish. Whoever puts it in. Who's it? Is it Moran on the edge?
Yeah. Really good finish, actually.
Right,
powering in, actually. Lashes that
play.
The ref will be to defend the ref that he'll be doing exactly what he's been told to.
No, don't defend.
Do with that.
It's not helping my heart rate, Ben. I haven't got my watch on. I need to get alarms.
Clips that out to Clark. Clark hooks it in. Look at Blackburn's closing down here, shoving the back there by Yari. Gets away with it.
Ipswich needs to get the ball and attack because Blackburn are committing bodies now.
Here's Hutchinson. Ipswich with their first bit of possession in about 10 minutes.
And they've given it straight away.
Hutchinson's just tackled. And here comes Dolan. And it's a foul. Blackburn are well on top in this one.
Yeah, I've got nothing to say, Ben. I'm not enjoying this at all.
Oh, it's nerve-wracking stuff, the end of the season.
Should talk about Easter eggs. They're good, aren't they? I was on, this is a bit of a mic drop kind of situation. It isn't, though, because I had to wake up at 6 a.m. for it. I was on 5 Live this morning, and I had 45 seconds to talk about Ipswich in the Championship playoff race and all that, promotion race, sorry. And the preceding talking point was, is it better to eat your Easter egg all in one go or to split it out and, you know, eat over a few days? So maybe if we want a distraction, folks, then is he giving a foul to Blackburn, but they wanted to play on?
I
think so.
I think Clark pulled somebody back at that point, but yeah, eat your Easter eggs however you see fit, everybody.
Yeah, don't be told by anyone.
Just get it down you, is all I would say.
This would suggest is it a drop ball? What's going on here?
I've got no idea. It looks like it's going to be an uncontested one, and Clark's just going to knock it back.
We're going to go home,
yeah. Edmondson. Ipswich living on their nerves here. 76 gone. Hutchinson knocks that into Jackson. Jackson into the box. Great cutback by Jackson. Horrible finish by Al Hamadi. Good chance that for Ipswich.
It's the moment, isn't it? And Jackson, we said, is either going to do something amazing or something a little bit not amazing. And the roles were reversed there. Al Hamadi, yeah, awful. I reckon I could do better then. I'm going to put it out there.
Here is Britain.
I mean, I've got to get in the team first and, you know, get some pace and lose some weight and, you know, be half decent footballer.
Forward.
He's ignoring me, folks. He doesn't care.
Dolan slides it through. Ayari is onside. The cross goes in. Miss kick. Oh, heavy touch there. I think Moran on the edge of the box. And here comes Blackburn. Wave after wave of attack at the moment. Dolan down the left. He fouled by Tuanzebe? Yes.
And that's not going to be any relief for Ipswich because there's going to be a ball that's going to be dumped into the box on top of someone's head like Wharton, isn't it?
And the pressure just builds, Rich, doesn't it? When you're defending set plays, you get further and further back, don't you? And Ipswich have been very much under. When did those subs get made? What minute was it? 62. 65? Yeah, 62. So it's literally 15 minutes now. And
not a fun away end, I suspect. As they are
and the ball's down the other end of the pitch the whole time, and Ipswich can't get it, can they? In comes the set piece. Goes to the edge of the box. Smodic drives it in. He gets another go. That one's blocked.
Don't give it back to him.
Booted up in the air by Hutchinson. Just a quick reminder, this is a simulcast, so if you're not finding Rich very impartial, he is doing the Blue Monday side of the podcast here.
Yeah, sorry.
Welcome
folks.
Everybody down the Blue Monday side. We really appreciate
it. Maybe I should just turn the camera off, Ben, and go and rock back and forth in a dark room.
You got another 12 minutes of this plus stoppage time to go.
I know, not enjoyable.
Oh dear.
It's my day off. I'd actually prefer to be working.
Oh, like he's lost it. How have they not scored?
That
my goodness me.
Nuts. This game.
Oh, wow. Flagkey gets caught on the deck in his own 6-yard box.
And he's not happy.
It's a good save, but he holds on to it. Smodic nicks it.
I mean, he's done well to get an arm out, but I think he doesn't look happy with whoever gave him the ball, but he had plenty of time to not do what he did there.
It's a great save after the mistake, but it's a horrible mistake, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness me.
He just needs to come and claim this and sit down on it for 15 minutes if you can.
Yeah, corner comes in and the ball is over the bar. Famous last words, Rich. I cannot not see Blackburn scoring in this game.
Well, and I'm thinking the opposite. I'm thinking this has the feeling for me of one of those games where you win it and you have no idea how you've done it, but it doesn't matter when you look back on whatever the season ends up with. I remember MK Dons away last season, which were rubbish. Goal led a charm life, 1-1-0, got out of dodge and kind of just forgot all about it. And Ipswich will need to do that because Monday will come around. And that's my hope for this one, is that, but it can't go on.
Yeah.
It can't go on. I as much as Burgess probably isn't ready for it, I just don't think balls in the box are being defended well. We talked about Edmondson coming in. Halaki never the most confident with him as either. And as Blackburn go down the right.
For Ayari down the right. That's going to be a goal kick, I think. Oh, is he giving a corner?
I thought it was a corner.
No one knows. Looks like Blackburn have been given a corner. Edmondson needs to get into the box and concentrate.
Someone getting carded. Oh, naughty words, is it?
Somebody said too much. It'll be a corner to Blackburn, and Ipswich just continually under pressure for a good 18, 20 minutes nearly now. Britain is going to stick this one into the mixer. In it comes. Recycled back in. Big header by Edmondson. And falls to Morsey, who leans back.
What's a race?
It down the ground. Hutchinson is going to be whistled, isn't he? Yes.
Yeah.
Didn't quite have the strength there. And Ipswich doing a lot of moaning and talking to each other and not really looking switched on to the 9 minutes plus stoppage time that they're going to need to see out here.
Did you say 9? Oh, no. Okay. I thought you were predicting 9 minutes of added time at the end, Ben. It's like, God, don't need that again.
It was Luongo who finally went into
an Easter card that's been in the post for the last 81 minutes.
Talalovic. Ooh, that looked very close to being a handball outside the box by Ladke. I need to see a replay.
This is horrible.
Right. I'm just going to mute him in a minute, guys. He's just bleating in the background. Right, here's Sarmiento.
Just making noises, Rich. You're laughing at
lovely ball by Sarmiento. Al Hamadi can't get it back to him. The ball not sticking for Ipswich at all. It was Hedges who went out for Telalovic. It's played up the line. Luongo feeds it through. And here is Al Hamadi.
And that was the wrong pass from Al Hamadi, wasn't it? To Tuanzebe under pressure.
It's one back. And Ipswich are a mess here, aren't they? Absolute mess. Here's
Sorry, that was another noise, wasn't it?
Here's Dolan. Smodic. Smodic is onside and 1v1 with Tuanzebe, who does well. But it's going to be another corner. And the pressure, Rich, is incessant on Ipswich now.
And Ipswich had a brief moment there where they could have actually got forward and picked the wrong ball, played to the player who's surrounded by 3 Blackburn players. It's just choices at the moment, Ben. It's mentality now.
Yeah,
you've got to just want to
haven't they? Yeah.
Get to the, get heads on things, get feet on things, and just defend this because, the pressure is building, as you say.
Corner for Blackburn. Ipswich get first contact. It's going to fall to Smodic, edge of the box. Oh, dived in there. Jackson, nice cross by Smodic, and Fladke comes and gathers it. And Ipswich hanging on by their fingertips.
Caden Jackson got a yellow. When was that?
I've got no idea. He's been booked for something or other. Here is Britain. Britain goes back into centre half. Ooh, nearly nicked off Moran there by Hutchinson, but Blackburn continue to have all of the ball. That might be an Ipswich throw. Referee hasn't got a clue, has he?
No. Give it to the home team.
He's just let the players decide which way that one was going.
That was a little bit of Ipswich actually getting stuck into the press, though. 3 of them on 1. Admittedly, they didn't win the throw, but the substitutions, Ben, haven't made any difference, have they?
As much as I love the players, Rich, they have made a difference. There's less experience on the pitch, and struggles have got far greater. Al Hamadi's done well there, but Ipswich just can't keep the ball for more than a few seconds now, can they? And it's just complete attack versus defence, dominance for Blackburn. Ball goes into the front, Dolan edge of the box. That's bounced off. It's onside because it came off an Ipswich player. Well, the flag has gone up.
You're right.
I thought it came off.
It did. Came off Edmondson, didn't it?
Player there. I could be wrong. But it bounced back off Dolan. I mean, he looked onside as well.
Yeah. That's a doubly bad decision.
Yeah. Ho-hum. Bit of luck there for Ipswich, and some very, very nervous faces in that away. And I recognise a few of them, actually.
Who was Phil Collins' bassist?
Oh, Leyland Scarl, is that
I just spotted him. He was in there in an orange shirt.
What a player, by the way.
Oh.
Here is Wolfenden. Dolan leading the press. Sladkey, touch. Still playing out from the back. Morsey. Wolfenden. Forward it goes. It's flicked on by Jackson. It's going to be a Blackburn throw, 86-30. I think the best Kieran McKenna can do at the moment, Rich, is say, move further up the pitch.
Yeah. Yeah, it was time to start falling over maybe and winning some fouls as well. At least when you're, we see it time and time again last season against Ipswich, when you're 1-0 up and sitting against a team that's just bombarding you, sometimes a little bit of dark arts is needed. Maybe Ipswich aren't really, that's really our style, is it? Ipswich's style to.
They're not competitive enough in the game to be able to do that. It's got to be more a 50-50 game, and it's slid through by Smodic. Britain puts the cross in, well cut out by Wolfenden. Horrible clearance, but he gets away with it.
And I tell you what, Clark was
in the air by Luongo. And
Clark was playing the percentages there, wasn't he? Looking to foul outside the box rather than inside it, just in case.
Yeah. Dolan. Sarmiento nicks it off him. Sarmiento, nice dribble. He's got Jackson over on the right-hand side. Now Jackson into the box. Caden Jackson drills the shot in wide of the post. And there's been 2 serviceable moments in the last 20 minutes. I mean, it's not a sustainable way to play, Rich, but he just didn't get hold of that shot, did he, at all?
No, maybe it's easy to say when, in hindsight, running down on goal, maybe take a touch and look to place someone in, perhaps, but you can't begrudge him the shot there. But that's the opportunity that Ipswich have, isn't it? Blackburn are getting bodies forwards, and those counter-attacking options, if Ipswich can get in, will be there. It's just can they turn the ball over to make that happen? Looked like there was a foul there, wasn't there? But Ipswich just keep giving the ball away, Ben, don't they? Even when they win it back.
Ayari knocks that in looking for Smodic. Smodic is going to keep it alive, is he?
Is he offside as well?
Up once.
Blimey. What's that now? 6, 7 offsides?
Leyland Scar. I admire your composure, Ben. Yeah. The big act, Victor. A very, very big act. If I was wearing one of those heart rate things at the moment, it would not look good. 89:07 on the clock. Ipswich restart. Blackburn have been on top since the subs in minute 62. And when I say on top, very on top. Ipswich clinging on to the goal scored by Connor Chaplin on 9 minutes. Ayari back into centre back and out to Britton, who's played well at right back and right wing back in the first half. Moran, Sarmiento trying to get some kind of defensive action on. It's a throw in to Blackburn, and we are about to find out how much stoppage time there is going to be.
Too long, whatever it is.
Oh, man. Throw in for Callum Britton. He's going to go in long. 5 minutes.
I predicted 5. I'll take that.
Britton. Tronstad sticks the cross in, headed out by Wolfenden. There's a foul, surely there in the box. No. And here comes an Ipswich counter with Hutchinson, who sprints forward.
Win a foul, then. Win a foul. That's what he's got to do there.
He's won a throw-in.
That'll do. Just to get the players up the pitch. And McKenna's waving them, you know.
Yeah, he's got
it's easier said than done.
Although that's just not been a position Ipswich have been in for the best part of 30 minutes. Tuan Zabi takes the throw-in. And
what was the strategy there?
Get it down the ground, keep in shape.
It wasn't good, was it? I just kind
91 up of a minimum 5 minutes stoppage time.
I swear the clock just went backwards a little bit, Ben, when I was looking at it.
Clark wins that, and surely he's going to draw a foul as well. He doesn't
that was
get
a
one.
foul.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's got it. Atwell really blows late, doesn't he?
I don't like to criticize referees, but
I've done it.
I don't see why you would do that.
And Ipswich are going to take about 3.5 minutes on this free kick, I suspect, Ben.
Yeah, and I think Edmondson's just going to boot it either straight down the ground into the channel or to the opposite corner, isn't he? 91.
I'll make Stephen.
2. Big up Stephen in the crowd. Clark with a very good take on the chest. And Hutchinson wins.
That's what they've got to do, haven't they, Ben?
Another throw in. Sherhouse 3 minutes without conceding a goal. Yeah.
But keep the ball up that end of the pitch. You know, little free kicks and throw-ins is exactly what they need to do.
Clark throws it in. Al Hamadi, Sarmiento runs it straight out of play.
And if you're going to do that, Ben, kick it off for a throw. I got the throw, and I thought he'd kicked it off for a goal kick. But...
And Blackburn reset 92:40 on the clock.
Going the wrong way, Jackson.
If he doesn't draw a foul there, he's in trouble. He's been bailed out. It's booted down the pitch. Headed down by Hutchinson, and Blackburn get the bounce. And the switch of play is out, and Ipswich's shape does not look great. Here is Moran. Britton.
Sarmiento jogging back.
Britton. Moran. Decent cross. Wolfenden gets something on it. Oh. Shot goes across the box. Could have gone anywhere. Legs flying about in the...
Why do we bother doing that? I mean,
oh dear,
is it Caden Jackson defending out there? That could have gone literally anywhere, couldn't it?
93:40 on the clock. Set play, Blackburn. They've had about 100 in the second half. Oh goodness me!
Oh, there's Cam Burgess.
They're attempting to bring him into the game.
Someone's injured. They want him to sit down. There you go.
Some gamesmanship.
About 5 people shouting, "Sit down," and it was Amari Hutchinson. So Ipswich want to bring on some height
this is
for the
going
set
to,
piece.
Rich, this is going to take us up to 96, 97 for the total, isn't it? Wasted a minute here.
And Blackburn making a change as well by the look of it.
Yes, 17 for Blackburn is Carter. Hutchinson is limping out. And Cameron Burgess. So Ipswich have put on a third. Well, they've got 4 centre-halves on if you kind of class Clark as a bit of a hybrid of the two. So Carter and Burgess. So it's just an aerial game, isn't it?
Yeah. But I think Ipswich needed to do this, but you kind of think it's so late in the game, Ben. Just play the minutes out, maybe. I don't know. Here's Hayden Carter, as you say.
We are over the minimum stoppage time, but I think we're going to get another 2 minutes. My spidey senses tells me. And Blackburn going to stick the corner in. Burgess is on now. Carter is on. It's a good corner, and they don't get the first contact on the near post. Put back in again. Burgess heads away. We all fall down. Absolute chaos. Britton puts the cross in. Ipswich have got something on it. Sarmiento gets some kind of clearance up in the air. It's not back in. Couple offside for Blackburn. Sarmiento flicks on. Morsey's the furthest forward for Ipswich. And I still make another couple of phases of play in this one.
Yep.
95-55 on the clock. Launched forward by Blackburn. Ipswich is going to win that. Luongo. Morsey gets the flick. Al Hamadi, can he get there first? And I think that's going to be a corner. Oh, my goodness me. That has done it.
Wow.
Ipswich Town are top of the championship. Oh, my goodness me. A Good Friday nail biter for Ipswich. Did they play well? No. Did they get the win and the job done? Yes. Blackburn may be a bit unfortunate not to take anything from that one, but Ipswich, ahead of Leeds United's game against Watford, are top of the league. Not convincing, Rich, but at this time in the season, you just get the job done.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, Ipswich would not look back on this game fondly, but the result is all that matters. If this is the 3 points on the day where Leicester lose to Bristol City, if this is the points that get Ipswich over the line at the end of the start of May, then they will not care whatsoever. And let's be honest, there are so many 1-0 games where teams dominate and are frustrated and don't take their chances, but should win 4 or 5. This is the flip reverse of that. This is a game where Ipswich the goal has led a charmed life. We must say Blackburn goals disallowed for offside and all that kind of stuff apart. Hladky really was only tested by his own mistake, Ben, and that's maybe the story for Blackburn. It was big chances, probably minimal. The danger was set pieces, but they had the territory. They had all of the possession second half. How they didn't score, only they'll know. I guess in terms of what it means for the rest of the season, Blackburn hopefully will take a huge amount of confidence from this, because they clearly, in terms of tactical setup, have taken one of the best teams in the division all the way to the final whistle, haven't they? So positivity for that. But Ipswich will not care, Ben, on the standard of performance. It's the 3 points. It's a clean sheet as well. Who'd have thunk it? And we go on to Monday against Southampton, we being Ipswich. And I'm sorry, not sorry for all of my we's and us's and them's about Ipswich, but I'm delighted after that, Ben, but I did not enjoy a single minute of it.
No, from about the hour mark, Blackburn were well on top, weren't they? But look, Ipswich Town have won 25 games this season. So we get a lot of emotional fans talking about luck and whatnot. Did Ipswich play well today? Absolutely, they didn't. But they've kept a clean sheet and they've scored a goal and they've got 3 points. And you've just got to get the job done sometimes. And you don't win 25 games in any football season and, without knowing how to win. And there they are. Look at that, top of the table. Real, as an Ipswich fan now, I'll break off. I'm so proud to look at that. This team was in League One last season. They're against 3 Year One parachute teams. And okay, they might not finish above any of them in the end. Well, they might finish above Southampton at 10 points ahead of them. But Southampton got 2 games in hand and they play them on Monday. But just an amazing, amazing effort by Ipswich. Leeds obviously will go back to the top of the table if they can go and beat Watford, which I suspect they probably will. But yeah, just an incredible effort by Ipswich. Rich, and they'll probably prefer the game against Southampton in terms of the style than this one today, won't they?
Yeah, and worth noting that we talked about the substitutions to bring players on to maybe change things. It didn't really work, but Davis has gone off at 60 odd minutes. Kiefer Moore, we talked about 120 minutes for him. He was taken off at 62 minutes, wasn't he? Chaplin was taken off as well. So Ipswich have been able to rest some key players and still managed to get the result. To your point, Ben, just staggering what this team continues to do. And Ipswich have got the kind of the muscle memory of this time last year, the run they needed to go on to get past Sheffield Wednesday and to chase down Plymouth. That's really important. That's an experience that Leicester and Leeds don't necessarily have. Find the results, win how you can.
Daniel Farker does.
Daniel Farker does, true. But that 46 game, the Saturday, Tuesday kind of syndrome, as we keep talking about it, Ipswich have got that. This is a League One team evolving really fast, and however they get the results, Ben, at this stage, really doesn't matter a jot. And McKenna looking to Martin Pert, his assistant, and thinking, maybe we've got away with one there. Maybe they have, but it won't matter. As I said, it won't matter in May if that's the 3 points that gets them over the line.
Wow. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I'm going to calm down for a few minutes, and then I'm going to watch...
a beer 52. I need 52 beers.
And then I'm going to watch... stick my feet up and watch Watford versus Leeds, and we'll try and do your mini championship check-in podcast tomorrow morning. The predictions with Sam will be out in the afternoon. We've already filmed them as well. I will be hosting the Blue Monday podcast on Sunday night. I think I'm also appearing on the Southampton one. Saints.
Well, you're doing a watch-along, aren't you?
Total Saints. Well, I'm on that before the Blue Monday, and then we'll be watching along again on.
I won't be doing that one, folks, by the way. So it'll be
Monday.
Much more measured and less noisy.
Rich will be at the game on Monday. Thank you so much for joining us. Ipswich Town, League One team last season, go top of the table. With Leeds still to play, with 7 games remaining in the Championship season on Good Friday. Wow. Blackburn 0, Ipswich 1. Thank you, everybody, for watching.